won't do it.
You will.
I won't dance.
He will.
I won't.
Welcome in, everybody.
Oh,
oops. Because we filmed yesterday.
My-
Let me read.
It's actually pretty good. Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Hello. Dance, monkey, dance.
What's going on, everybody? And
I
by
won't
everybody,
dance.
I mean all of you.
I won't dance.
Fine people.
I don't have
of
to
chat.
dance. I won't.
Well, well, well.
I won't do it.
If it isn't my arch nemesis, the Duke.
The Duke. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to whatever day today is. Don't ask Chris and I. We have no idea what today is.
I
think it's Wednesday.
I genuinely woke up this morning and thought it was Thursday.
So I think it's Wednesday, but I've been stuck on either Tuesday or Thursday. It's been a toss-up because normally we have our leadership team meeting on Wednesday, and since we didn't have it today because it got pushed to tomorrow, I'm all screwed up.
Right.
I'm all messed up.
I
judge my whole week by the middle because the middle of the week is our leadership team meeting.
That's true. Okay, there we go.
Instead, I was in a meeting from 8 a.m. to noon today.
Yikes!
I was not allowed to leave the room.
Oh.
It was horrible.
Oh!
It was horrible.
Hey, welcome in, everybody. Scorched Earth, Rattle Can, Ted
Misters.
Onions, Pedro Paints, Ken, Travel Cedric. What's going on, everybody?
Hello.
M3 Stout. We're going to be doing the February review towards the back end of stream, so stay tuned for that.
Does that mean, Chris, that we're doing the fisters in the front end?
We are.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Got him. Got him.
I'm so glad.
You've been randomly saying fisters for
so
days.
Glad
and the thing is, you can't say it without hearing it that way.
The lore of the fisters. Well, that's the whole point. That's the whole shtick.
It's like you could just be talking in normal cadence and with the normal voice, and all of a sudden you start talking about, hey, so what Legion do you play? Well, when I play the game, I play the fisters.
What's up,
Monster? It needs to be
Den?
accompanied by the sound, too. I don't know how to do that. Can I have my voice box altered to where then that happens?
You probably could.
Can I tell my phone?
Yeah.
Hey, Siri, order a pizza.
Don't do it, Siri! Oh. No. Father, Small Hobbies, you haven't missed anything.
Witchlight, that's awesome.
This is the video.
A hobby group at work sounds great. I wish I had a hobby group at where I work, but none of my people at work like to hobby, and they don't like to hang out and have fun. So we don't have one of those. We have lots of paint, though, and lots of incentive to paint. He feels it. He feels it. Right where his soul would be. Right where his soul would be if he had one.
Hey, Dunbris. Thank you so much for that 16 months.
Ragnar the Mighty. We really are a good family show. We've thrown a couple of zingers in there, but if you've watched children's cartoons lately, they are built for parents as well. Somewhere along the line, they got smart and said, you have to build these for parents.
You do. 100%.
You know?
What boring peeps. Yeah, that's right, KBA. We are not boring here. That is correct.
Modicum of Magpie, what is going on?
Did you read some of the lore companion of Conquest yet?
Huh? There's some really cool stuff in there. Yep. Hello. Yeah, the lore book is good. There is, I don't remember what the channel is. Maybe it's 2+ Tough. Has
Richard.
got a lot of Conquest lore where he brings the stuff that they put out in various written form, PDF form over the years, and he does videos on them, which are pretty good. Sometimes he gets a little wordy and doesn't get it out all right, but it's good stuff.
Richie T. Schmid, at 83 months. Richie, thank you for that prime sub. T. Schmid, 83 months.
It's a lot of months.
That's a couple months.
That's our good friend Taylor.
Stan, what's going on?
Sazzle, you like 2+ stuff? Yeah. That's a great job.
Mr. Payne and his great. Oh, Off Jenkins, thank you so much for that sub. We appreciate it. Look at all of you little subbers out there. And Ted Onions, too. Oh,
Ted Onions?
hardly know her.
Wait a minute.
Papa Jason, yes, please help me with my heretic army.
Oh, that works.
What do you need help with? That's the question I'm going to ask you to make sure you
what do you
ask
need
us.
help with? Well, let me tell you.
Monster Den says, last office party, the word got out of the mini painting and streaming. Ended up talking about it all night, much to the dismay of my wife. Monster Den. Shout out to Monster Den.
It's good stuff, man.
That's great.
We do great stuff.
Can't wait to see you at Adepticon.
They're letting Monster Den in at Adepticon?
I think so.
Do they know the man?
So, Jason, we're doing Payne's Gray on these teeth, huh?
Well, I've mixed in a little bit of white blue because I'm a freak like that.
I see.
I'm a freak like that.
Warpgate, yes. I will be at Adepticon.
I can't believe they let Chris in. They know Chris.
They do.
And they still let him in.
They do know me.
They technically didn't let Chris in. They let us get a pass for Chris.
That's true.
So it may be that the system that allows us to put the names on the passes doesn't know Chris as well.
They know me well. Hey, shout out to the Adepticon spray team. Those guys do some massive work.
Holy. Hank has been sending me pictures of all the terrain they're working on.
Just wild.
It's insane, dude.
Yeah, it is not an easy task.
They don't sit down with like, okay, paint as much as you can. No, they sit down and say, today we're painting 500 tables of terrain. That's just today.
Yeah. It's wild.
Every time he sends it to me, I feel lazy. Because when I look at the work they put out, I'm like, yeah, I am the world's laziest painter compared to those guys. I don't know how they do it. They get together and watch bad movies in Hank's garage.
Yeah.
They put on B movies and bad music. And they sit around and have a grand old time painting terrain for way too many tables. Just going to call it like I see it.
Yes,
insane.
They paint all year and then they add more every year. So, not last year, the year before when their signature set came out, they were showing me all of the, when the hall was closed, they were showing me some of the tables. And when you get up close, you take that kind of stuff for granted sometimes. But pretty incredible. It's a lot of work. It's so much work.
And that's all volunteer. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Yeah, they're all cool guys too. Every single one of them. And they're all pro painters too.
I mean, going
Aren't
back
they?
to the cool guys thing. They're all right.
They're okay.
They're okay.
All right, everybody calm down.
I don't know. That John Schaefer guy and
they're great.
that Dave Taylor guy. I don't know about those guys, but I give them the benefit of the doubt sometimes.
Wad, what's going on? Wad's going to be there. We're all getting hyped. As you can see, we're starting to
All I'm learning is that
release the
Adepticon has let down their guard on security.
Let's see. I see.
If they're letting in Wad now, too? After what has happened in the past?
I mean, he's a good guy.
What?
I say that with air quotes.
Oh, okay.
He's a good guy. He's not bad guy. He is good guy. Super duper, you can. Ragnar the Mighty says, sometimes I paint terrain more than minis. Hey. I'm right there with you.
The Lord's work.
I like painting terrain.
Is really fun.
It is.
I don't have the stomach for lots of terrain painting. And by that, I mean, like, if I have an idea for a table, then I'm all about, like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have a blast painting that one table's worth of terrain because it's just a really cool kind of experience.
Yeah. Oh, the terrain and the board is my favorite part.
Yeah, that's the part that really gets immersive for me. You know, so I get it, and I like painting terrain, but I can't do, like, you couldn't tell me, okay, today we're going to do 12 tables. I'm like, I'd rather gouge my eyes out with an ice scoop.
What's that game? Frostgrave really encourages a lot of terrain, and our friend Chance, we were playing that with him, and he has so much D&D terrain that we're spoiled with his Frostgrave board because it's an entire city.
Oh yeah, sure.
Like, you literally can make. He has like an
lots
entire
of elevation,
literally an entire city with bell towers you can get into. Every mini, it's wild. Chaos Angel says, I'm working on a couple of troll models. I want them to be a blue color overall, but I want it to look like they've been in the caves, okay, way too long and their skin color is starting to fade. What's the best way to achieve that? So a faded blue. Right?
Desaturating it with whatever color you think it would, get lighter into. So things for blue that work really good are stuff like olive flesh, one of Chris's faves.
Right.
Works great for that. So you could mix olive flesh into your blue. What you see me doing here with something like white blue will do it too, but it will start to desaturate it into that grayish tone.
Yeah.
But I think that can still be really good too.
Mally, what's going on?
Mally's
going to be there.
Who let him out?
We're very excited to have Mally, our very own.
I mean,
I'm excited.
If you're into that sort of thing.
Oh, I'm into that sort of thing.
How's it going, Mally? Mally's a fantastic painter. He will be doing demos. He will be doing judging for the challenge. He will be doing all-around good fella guy. Mally is just fun.
Yeah.
The thing with Mally is that I think if you looked at his Spotify, it probably says he's 400 years old. Mally has not forgotten how to have fun. He's going to be really mad at me.
Why is that?
I think we're like the same age. I think he's like a year older than I am. And I give him grief, and then he gives me grief. He calls me young man, and I get really pissed off. I am not.
You're young at heart, Jason.
I don't have a heart.
Kind of reminds me of those old Mage Knight minis, very terrain heavy from what I remember.
Stan says, nice. Be nice to Mally. He sends me Monument products in exchange for money.
Hey, we like that. Jason feels a bit spicy today, says Wad.
Hey,
everybody calm down.
I've been locked in a room for 4 hours.
Yeah, he's kind of like a dog after you've
Jen
given
and
him
I
a
got
bath.
to go have lunch, and Jen and I sat at the lunch table, and this will really hit Chris hard. Jen and I sat at the lunch table at Lostos and said, should we have margaritas?
You should have.
We didn't.
Oh.
But to have Jen and I sit at a table and say, you know what?
We need a marg.
We don't drink.
Yeah.
So that was a conversation that occurred today at the table.
All right. Oh, boy. Brent says, OMG, I've been in meetings all freaking day, just met with the CEO. Talk about being locked in a room all day.
Yeah,
Brent?
We've been locked in a room from 8 to noon. Those kind of meetings just take the wind out of your sails. It doesn't even matter if they're good meetings. I mean, it can be. Like, good meetings are always welcome.
Yep.
But meetings where you're like, oh, do you have to? And
we have to do this?
It's one of those annual meetings, and you're just like, oh, I guess. If I have to.
Mally says, can't wait to be here on stream and I can provide some real-time feedback, young man. With a winky face? Oh. Shout out to Mally. Mally, I understand that you're an avid Lord of the Rings fan. We have much to talk about.
I mean...
Much to talk about.
I mean, you know...
If you're into that sort of thing.
If you're into that sort of thing, I guess.
So you're going to do... Okay, you're doing the gold tooth on that.
I'm doing silver teeth right now, but thanks.
Well, I know that.
This is not gold.
I noticed one that you skipped.
Oh, yeah, that's a gold tooth. That'll be right there.
That's what I meant. Little Billy says, speaking of things to talk about...
How are your hemorrhoids, Chris?
You're fired. Oh. Too much information. They're doing well. Thank you.
I just always like to ask. Yeah.
That's all right. As long as somebody is.
I care, Chris.
Wad says, speaking of LOTR, who's got 2 thumbs and finished 2 towers last night? This guy. Nice. I'm assuming that's the book.
Oh, I'm sure it means the movie.
I think he means the book.
Really?
I think so. Two Towers is my favorite out of all the movies, I would say.
It was really good.
Wad said first time reading them. Oh, nice. That's a fun experience.
They're great. They're easy reads too.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about Tolkien. They're not quite Hobbit level
Right.
easy.
Yeah, they're a little bit
A little more nuanced.
little bit more details. Hey, Black Wolf. Thank you for that sub. 84 months. Praise be to Space King.
Fisters!
Return of the King for me, Mally. Yeah, we have much to talk about, Mally.
You like the Return of the King movie more, Mally? What does that for you? What makes that the case?
Reading wise, you should try the Silmarillion.
You shouldn't try it. It's an encyclopedia. Give it up. I mean, it's neat to know the stuff, but don't read the Silmarillion. Just refer to it as you need knowledge. I learned the other day that there is a 13-page manuscript that is the sequel that is called the Dark Age or the Dark Shadow.
Are you talking about one of the Histories of Middle-earth books?
No. It was the novel that he didn't pursue.
About the Fourth Age?
About after Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. There's a lot of cool things in that talking about Elisar's son. There's a lot of stuff that he had on notes, but never never actually finished.
This one is it's a 13-page manuscript that lines out characters and things like that.
And what they did and all that.
Yeah, because it's based around the narrative of the son of who is Celebrimbor an elf or a
Celebrimbor is a high elf. He's the one who
Okay, that's not that then. It was the guy in Gondor who saved who was the Marshal of Gondor?
You mean Boromir?
Well, who was Boromir's dad?
Oh, Denethor.
And who was
Faramir.
Faramir.
Yeah.
The High Guard who saved Faramir.
Right.
The book is about his son, who's still alive in this age, and had that story passed directly to him, and he's one of the few aged men who still remembers that age of heroes. But now all the heroes are gone.
Yeah.
The children it talks about how the children treat the idea of orcs as just the bad guys in their playground games and stuff. And so it's very interesting, but there's a dark force rising. Some brat kid comes by and mentions a name that has not been mentioned in forever, who was an evil that existed back in those times, who was one of the Easterlings. Yeah. He was the king of the Easterlings, who is still not accounted for.
Interesting.
And what are they called? He's an Easterling.
Yeah,
I don't remember what that
Easterlings, that's what they're called.
No, it had another name.
The Corsairs?
No. It was very interesting, though.
Yeah,
I'm not smart enough in all that stuff, but I sat and watched the video anyway because I was like, this is really intriguing. I'd never heard about this.
I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot about the manuscripts and the notes that he's written afterwards, but I've never dove into all of those notes. Because
there's a person now that AI is available. Unfortunately, it's AI. Who has taken it and allowed the AI to create graphic panels for it and has a storybook on YouTube.
Interesting.
So if you can get past the AI garbage, the AI slop, if you will, then it is very interesting as he narrates it and tells where the story was. And all it really leaves you with is a longing that it would have been made real. Yeah. Right? Because oh, wow.
He
like,
definitely...
I'm interested in this because it isn't as fanciful, because in that age, a lot of the fanciful is gone. The light of magic is gone. Everybody's passed to the Far East or whatever. Yeah. Gandalf's dead.
Yeah, they're all they all went to the
West, whatever it is.
He definitely has talked about that in some of the letters too, of like, hey, what would happen if wet and all that. But it's a huge rabbit hole. But you know what? We'll have to talk about that, Mally. It'll be fun.
Well, if Chris doesn't want to talk about it on stream.
I can't.
It's like so fun to talk about.
I can't.
We can have nerd days.
We won't do it.
Will.
We shan't.
We do it all the time.
We can't. We won't.
We will. We do. You can derail it today, Chuck. I allow you.
Chuck says, we did our team building event last weekend with guys at work. They were shocked at how much they enjoy painting and are both planning on checking out Adepticon.
Nice. Oh, that's actually awesome.
Chuck,
man.
you should tell them to bring something for the case. Get them in. Chuck, are you bringing something? I know you are. I can't wait to see it. Chuck, what are you bringing?
You can't let Jade steal all the thunder. Chuck.
Oh, I know Jade's bringing some. You're not, Chuck? What?
He's giving Jade all the.
No, giving her all the traveling bag case.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. Chuck says Jade's bringing two. I'm very excited to see hers. And if you are not familiar with what we're talking about, here you go. Here's all the information for Minis' art celebration with the Minis as Up Art Cup Teaser Challenge information as well. Go check it out. What's up, Lumberjack? Wolfen?
Lumberjack Tim. That's his new intro. He's earned it.
He has. He has indeed. One of these days we'll have a Lord of the Rings cheat day. I was very tempted. I almost bought all the Ents because they came back in stock, but I decided not to. I decided to hold because my projects are too large. Commando Ken says definitely planning on going to Adepticon next year. Nice.
That'll be the big challenge.
That will.
It was a good year to go. 2027, if you can't make 2026, will be one to be remembered.
Oh, I think that gold tooth on this guy is going to be fun.
Yeah.
I think that was a good call. Jason, what happens if my large index tooth right here cracks and I get a big gold tooth? Are you okay with that?
I think it's fine.
A big implant?
I think it's fine.
I'm going to do it.
I think it's fine.
It's 80% cracked.
Is it really?
Yeah, I had an accident a long time ago. So we're just waiting for the day, chat.
And it's been hanging on?
It's cracked up the middle.
Do you have a crown?
Nope.
Nothing.
No, it's not like a what's it called, like a where you it's not fully cracked, but there's a crack in it. So there's
a stress fracture.
Yeah, so there's a potential for it to break. But that day comes, I'm getting a big gold implant just for Jason to look at. Bing, bing.
Will it do that? Will it go ching?
It'll go bing when I smile. Lumberjack, that's better than fine, Chris. Oh, I know Tim's gonna approve.
Yeah, we got to get him some fronts.
Big one. Gonna be great. I'm mostly gonna do it so that my mom reacts to it every time she sees it. Wow, what is that?
I didn't raise you to do.
Daxmon, Chris needs a grill. Tim's got a full grill, man.
I think it's just an upper, right? Or is it a lower?
I don't know. I think isn't it full, Tim? Edward Matt, first time chat, trying to convince myself to get started on a Song of Ice and Fire Free Folk Army. Nice. They're cool models. Lumberjack says, I've been super grumpy these last 2 days and today my airbrush won't stop clogging. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Witchlight says, Chris is going to be sad when his dentist says they only work in non-metallic metals. That's silly. Lumberjack says it's an 8-piece for the top. Nice.
I thought it was just
luckily I do have very big front teeth, so it'll definitely stand out. Just like this guy. Just like the Fister.
Fisters!
Y'all better be grateful that I've avoided an actual soundboard for this studio and have gone full analog. It's too much power.
I don't even know what that means.
Commando Ken. Oh hey, how are you? I am Also, getting my first airbrush set tomorrow. Got the Masters full set off Amazon, like Jason mentioned.
Cool.
Nice.
Let us know what you think about it. You know, it's not gonna win you any prestige, but you know, it's not the big name brand, but it works really well. I think if you watched any of the shows where I was using it at home, I hope you were as surprised as I was. I was like, wow, this thing really, really does the job. I was afraid trigger control was going to be sloppy, but it wasn't. It kept a fairly, or more than fairly, it kept a very good, even output going. So.
So are you doing your traditional way of doing non-metallic gold on that tooth?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. You mean like green? Probably green.
You've done it a couple different ways, right? Yeah. Where is it going to be more of the gaudy gold, like the fake gold?
No, I think we'll do it with like greens, just because we already have the yellows done up that way, right, with a lot of orange.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you got to make it. So here's a good point of reference: is when you're doing something that has a lot of yellow already. If you do your non-metallic gold, it has a tendency to just trend into yellow.
Right.
And we already have shiny yellow armor. So how do you
that's a good point.
into a different kind of zone from just the, you know, the yellow that we have on the armor? So that'll be the big key. Is creating something that, you know, reads as gold, but gives us enough differentiation that we
doesn't get lost.
Yeah.
Lotta says, I don't know if I'm killing my airbrush doing this, but if I run out of paint inside my airbrush, I put a little bit of water in it so that it doesn't dry. If I set it aside for even a second on an empty, it clogs.
Okay, read that back to me.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm killing my airbrush by doing this, but if I run out of paint inside my airbrush, I put a little bit of water in it so that it doesn't dry. If I set it aside for even a second on empty, it clogs. So
are you making sure that after you rinse, that you let it sit for a minute and then rinse, or not rinse, but then spray one last time? Because what happens is you typically are putting the airbrush, when you're done with it, at an angle, right? All the holders hold it at like a shallow angle like this.
Yeah.
And so if you rinse it all out and it sprays clean and then you wind up setting it down, there's still wetness along the walls that will eventually drip due to gravity down to the bottom, and they will pull any particulates of paint that might still be in there, even though it doesn't look like there's a lot. Enough of small, almost invisible paint particles will drip down onto the tip, and that can gum up the works.
Yeah.
Right. Here in Arizona, we have very heavy water too. So a lot of your water, if it has heavy calcium and metals in it, you know, like if you get the ring around your toilet, like we do here in Arizona around the toilet water, because the water's so hard, then that can build up over time too, even overnight as it evaporates. It can leave that sediment from the water, and the paint and all that. So I always just make sure I give it another press to get everything out of there. But you're not hurting things by leaving water in it, unless your water is so heavy that as it evaporates, it's leaving, like, you know, garbage,
calcium buildup.
So if you wanted to do that, I would keep some distilled water nearby, or especially if you have filtered water, something that makes the, you know, takes a lot of the heavy elements out of the water. I would leave water that's sitting in it to be like, if you kept distilled water nearby, or even like this stuff, you know, purified water. I know, no free pub, I get it. But if you keep a bottle of water and you just put a little squirt in there to let your water sit, would be better, because that way anything that evaporates is going to be cleaner in the long run. But no, you're not hurting it. I do that quite often.
No free pub.
Especially if I know I'm coming back like the next day. I don't leave water in there so that it evaporates completely away, because it will leave sediment no matter what. So I typically don't do that. You know, if I know I'm not going to airbrush for a week, I won't leave water sitting in it. All right, you fools.
You fools?
You lovely people. You fool. What's the matter? What are you messing with my microphones for?
It was in the shot.
Why are you messing with my microphones?
It was in the palette shot.
Well, why is that?
Because we were messing with them yesterday.
Who's this we?
Me, you, and Gabe.
I didn't touch this.
Oh. Don't encourage him.
This is how you lead a horse to the truth.
A horse to the truth.
I can lead a horse to the truth, but I can't make him drink it.
Lotta says, I should clarify that this is what I do the second it runs out. The time it takes to reach for more primer or paint is enough for it to give me issues.
Oh.
I've switched it. Oh, so maybe you got some, but the time I mix the paint with the thinner and get it to the dropper, it's already dried.
That's very strange.
What do you think that is?
Like won't spray? That I don't have a really good answer for.
Have you, really cleaned it out?
Yeah, that feels like there's something outside of the element that you're talking about here that's causing the problem. Something along the lines of just a massive clog at the nozzle.
Yeah.
That when it's wet, retreats enough to allow other paint past it. But as soon as it starts to dry even a little bit, clogs that area up at the very end of the nozzle at the aperture. Could be a thing. That's a weird one. That would be one where I'd be best served to actually have the brush in my hand, because that seems like a very specific issue to your brush that normally would be something either out of whack or just needs a super heavy-duty cleaning.
Oh, man, the Fisters are a Jason original.
Fisters!
Oh, yeah. They're cool.
Who does number 2 work for? He works for the Fisters. Primarch, Budavus Maximus, and Space King. I don't know if they actually have Primarchs, but I'm installing one.
I'm sure they do.
I'm installing. So there you go. Dark yellow green is the basis for our gold, because if I do it in orange, it'll be too close to the yellow that we've created here, because technically this could be construed as a goldish non-metallic. So I want to make sure that whatever I do here doesn't look like just yellow paint on the teeth.
Okay.
So different base coat color is a good way, so long as you let it show through, which is our main goal here. So,
just for the people who don't know, how do you typically go about your non-metallic gold? Like, what are your favorite colors here? I'm trying, chat.
So,
if you're doing non-metallic gold, how would you do it? Specifically on this tooth here.
Well, I'm thinking that from that, I might move into, say, I don't know, yellow ochre.
Oh, okay. If
maybe.
You're in... interesting.
Maybe. I could go into orange yellow, maybe.
Oh.
So maybe orange yellow into yellow ochre, but I kind of don't want the orange yellow because that's what leads us into the Fisters colors.
That's true.
Right, because that orange yellow is kind of what I have going on up here in the midtones.
Malev says, I don't know the answer, but I know that I would include a dark magenta in there.
Wah, wah, wah.
I do love me a dark magenta. What's going on, Malev? Hope you're doing well. Monument Hobbies, are there any thoughts of compressors without an air tank or pressure gauge? Typically, Jason likes the...
actually, I don't want orange brown. I want dark orange brown.
He likes the tanks because you get constant pressure, correct?
Dark orange brown.
Dark orange brown.
A tank. Yeah, definitely. If you have the choice to buy a compressor with a tank, buy the tank. The tank acts as a buffer between the actual motor construction presenting air and the air that reaches the gun. It is a solid, pressurized, at constant pressure tank helps. Now, the bigger the tank, the better, but then you're into like industrial air compressors, right? The one that we use here at the shop has like a 2.5 liter tank. So it's not huge, but it's enough that you can spray off the tank for a little bit. Then the motor kicks in. Whenever the tank is empty and the motor kicks in, your hose becomes the only stabilizing tank. The air that's in the hose is the only thing that's under constant pressure. And if you spray to where the motor's running constantly, then the air along from the motor to the brush can actually go like this in pressure, because that's how the motor runs. The motor doesn't just put out 90 psi. It moves as whether it's most of them are pistonless, but they still operate on a cycle, right? And so it will have a variance in the pressure. The tank takes out the variance, means that when you pull the trigger and you're doing fine detail work, you always get exactly the pressure you want. It's really only noticeable at high or very low pressure. If you're used to spraying with a very high pressure, you might notice how it works. It might see it kind of pulse. And then the same at very low pressure where you're just trying to get a minuscule amount of paint. You might notice that depending on how the motor's running without a tank, that it might give you something. It's going to be tough to see. It takes you being a very good airbrush artist and being very confident with what you're expecting to happen before I think you really notice that. If that makes sense?
I think so.
Yeah. All right, so a little bit of the dark orange brown into the green that we just painted on there.
You scoot over a little, Jason.
No, I can't. Move your cameras.
I can't and I shan't.
I think you need to.
I can't and I won't.
I think that instead of...
I can't and I shan't and I won't.
Can,
we could do an upgrade, Jason.
I've told you. BTZ.
Canon makes a really good one, Jason.
I don't know why it hasn't been hit. Chat, how long have I been telling him to get a PTZ?
I have a whole system we could switch to. You know? I'm pretty good at not spending Jason's money. I would say that. Right, Jason?
You're very good at not spending the money.
That's right. We make it work.
We do make it work.
We make it work. But what if...
This is the very tight ship he runs.
What if... You know what I really want, chat?
A pony?
No.
Your mom told me.
I want an Alexa Classic from 1999. That's what I want, an Ari Alexa Classic. If you're out there, buy me one.
Don't buy him one.
Don't buy me one. Or you can. Just message me privately.
We don't want to be in your eternal debt, so don't do that. I don't like anybody owning the soul of Monument Hobbies.
No, they'll own my soul. They're not buying me this.
Soul. That's the thing that worries me.
I see. I like messing around with old cameras. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Very fun for me. And that's my TED Talk. Monday says, I see people using ice yellow or similar for not losing saturation. Would that apply for the same colors for white blue?
Sure, yeah. That's why I use for tints, I'd use things other than pure white normally. Now, pure white as a tinting agent that brightens up a color is really good if what you're trying to do is desaturate it to white, right? If you want to create that. Like when you do OSL, typically you're trying to desaturate to the bright color of the light, and so white works very good there. That's why we lay down white, do the color over it, transparent, because the white interacts very good when representing light. If you're representing lighter colors of a thing like cloth or leather or whatever that doesn't go to a bright shine of pure white, then using something like pale yellow, white blue, even the faded, bright pale green, faded green, things like that will keep you on what I call on hue. It keeps the hue staying. Like if you're brightening a green and you do it with something like bright pale green, you guarantee that you make the color brighter, but you keep it green, right? Same with blues and all that, but you can also intermix them, right? I use pale yellow with the dark blues a lot of times, like Payne's Gray, to do my non-metallic metal, and it pushes it into a near green highlight. It doesn't actually go green because pale yellow doesn't have enough yellow in it to make the blue activate to green, but it gives it to that push. And then you can switch over to white blue at the end. But it gives a neat nuance to color in it. So you keep it as a color and not just a desaturated pastel that white will do. That make sense?
Yes.
Good.
And I said yes for the people.
Good. I'm glad.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, so this is still just the dark orange brown, a little bit of that green, and then the yellow ochre. And I'm just mixing them around as I see fit.
No, Rocco, it's an old camera that I was talking about. Ari Alexa is a I'm not talking about the Amazon Alexa.
Alexa, buy me a pizza. Then Ta-da!
That's pale yellow
Speak
for
of
all
the
of
devil.
you in the
Speak of the devil.
in the back seats. The nosebleeds.
Alexa, find me an Alexa.
Alexa, find me an Alexa. Those old cameras are not very efficient because they weigh 20 pounds.
You're not very efficient. Oh, sorry.
You're not allowed to say that kind of stuff.
From.
You can't say that stuff.
I have no idea.
Why?
From whence that came. From whomst that were.
I see. Jason's been mocking me lately. I don't know how to take it. He's been making fun of my my sayings, my little quips. You know?
Have I though?
I think so. Ghost Hunter says has a better gold tooth. Heine? Who's this? Brent says, take it like a producer. Oh, I do, Brent. Oh, I do. Commando Ken says, only lately, Chris? No, you're right. Always and forever.
Wow, Chris.
Oh, Heine's the bear Jason painted, the pink one.
Yeah, the pink bear.
Oh, Ghost Hunter, I didn't know that was his name. I see. Jesse Who says, clearly he's creating a hostile work environment. Unfortunately for him, there's no recordings of this abuse. All of this is recorded. And it goes straight to our VOD. Great segue. Goes right to our VOD channel, YouTube channel thingy, mabobber, and I'm spent. We got VODs here, chat, and they're on our YouTube channel. So why don't you go check those out? OMG, that gold tooth. The gold tooth's perfect. I think that was a nice touch here, Jason.
It's fun. It's a nice fun Fisters edition.
This is the part where he goes over it with true metallic metals.
Is it? Why would I do such a thing?
You could glaze it. Ooh. He's not doing that, chat.
Why would I do that?
I tried to.
Why would I do that? Somebody explain to me why I would do any of the things Christopher tells me to do.
Don't give me $1 million.
Well, that's not how that works. You don't. It doesn't turn into reverse psychology just because you say, I know that Jason would never give me $1 million, because that I agree with you on.
Dumbra says, I'm having great fun putting this consumption beast together. Going to try it and magnetize it so I have both. What's that?
I said it's a neat model.
Oh, it's super cool.
It's like this weird amalgam of like
Dumbris is the one who won that
weird bug thing. It's crazy. Fisters.
It's $1.2 million, Chris. Jeez, yes, I get it.
What's $1.2 million?
Pretty much everything nowadays. That's the price tag.
I feel like that's about right. That makes sense to me.
You keep saying that like you know.
It makes sense to me.
What would you do with $1.2 million, Jason?
What would I do with $1.2 million?
Yeah.
Put it in the bank?
Ugh.
I'm boring, dude.
What if you weren't?
What if I wasn't the boring individual that I am?
Put it in the bank.
I mean, that's good. You know,
I would put it in the bank too.
Every $1 million makes you somewhere in between $40,000 and $50,000 a year in income.
That I would put it in the $1 million in the bank. But if you had to spend it, what would you spend it on?
Is Jesus the answer? Slapshot reference. For those of you that got it, you're going to hear this.
Commando Ken says more Conquest.
There is no more Conquest.
You all have a room full of Conquest and other miniatures. We have a room full of other miniatures, Frigid Phoenix and Conquest.
We're not lacking for miniatures. That is not what we spend money on here.
I was trying to have a fun conversation with Jason, and he is just said to put it in the bank.
If you just okay, so you said, okay, here's $1 million bucks, and you have to spend it all.
Yeah.
By 10 days from now.
Sure. I was more.
Or you got to give it all back.
Yeah.
Right. That kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's like if you okay. So
I would buy art.
You buy art. Art is a good thing. It's one of the things that is first on my mind is I would say art. But if you couldn't spend all of it on something that got rid of the million, because that's an answer you say when you spend $1 million on an old classic car.
Yeah.
It's like, no, if you could make no purchase over $10,000.
Oh, I see. Like at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean that's tough.
Right, it is. Because now art is not as flexible of an answer because that's a lot of damn art.
Right. I mean, oh yeah, 100%. Lumberjack says, story time. I messed up the paint job on my Spyrotroll I've been working on, so you reprimed it. Okay. Your airbrush kept clogging even after very thorough cleaning twice. Finally got fresh base coats. Used the pink wizard's butt, nice in the shadows, and red gray from the top. They look like they're the same value, but I've had it and I'm running with it. Nice. That's Wizard's Heiny pink, by the way.
Excuse you?
You're excused?
I love the question mark on that.
Dumber says, few sticks of RAM will burn through that money fast.
Yeah, I was going to say, a video card? $1 million bucks? Anyone?
Jesse, if I had $1.2 million, I'd invest it and turn it into $16,000.
Yeah. That would be about my rate of return on that, too. Gesundheit.
Ooh, excuse me.
Again.
Oh, you only get 2.
Yep. One more time I kill you.
Thank you. So, Jason, you did promise us a Goblin Green base on this.
Yes. I'm still sticking to it.
Like with the sand and you're going to do you got the bark.
I'm going to do it my own way.
The bark
I'm going to do it
mulch.
my own way with our basing material and stuff, but I will do a Goblin Green base rim.
I see.
I'm not afraid.
A rim? Or you mean the whole thing?
This. Oh, am I supposed to do it on top too?
It's a
no, because I want to do like the stone.
Oh, that's
effect,
true.
Right?
How do they have theirs?
Who?
I'm just curious, that box art.
Oh, I don't. It's just black. It's just the black plastic. There's nothing done to it.
Oh. There's a lot of fun STLs for these things, by the way.
Yeah.
I love that their power swords are just big and pink.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
They're just big magenta power swords.
Is that an inside joke that I don't know about? I feel like every time I've seen that show, there's like a 40K inside joke I have no idea about.
I'm sure all of it's an inside joke. I don't know that I know all of it. I haven't really been paying that much attention to it. I just have a fun laugh at it when I go to see that they've made a new one. Now the mouth is properly finished.
Richie said, I'd pay $1 million for you guys to do the hot tub stream. Well, find the money.
All it has to do is show up.
Start a GoFundMe.
I know a guy that has a hot tub company here in Phoenix. We can make it happen. He'd probably even rent us the hot tub.
We have an empty warehouse.
Maybe we could do it at his showroom so we don't even have to move and fill it up. We could just be like, hey, on a weekend, evening, could we rent your showroom from you?
Hot tub stream.
We'll give you $10,000
hot
for
tub
the showroom, and we'll do a hot tub stream where I get to paint in it.
Or we do it for charity. Hot tub chairs, hot tub
I would totally
stream
do
for
it for
charity.
I would totally do it for charity.
Oh my gosh.
That would be hilarious.
Fully clothed
Somebody
hot
had
tub
a
stream.
question about infinity models. Is Chris not doing it?
I'm sorry.
What's he missing here?
Where is it? Who said it? Scorched Earth. Restream bot. No, your restream bot doesn't tell me. Are y'all going to show off the royal purple? Re-ask your question. Oh, here it is. I'm painting some infinities and worried about paint will chip off the metal minis.
Yep.
Is varnish my only option and will stop my stripping them down the line if I want to repaint them?
Yes.
I found it.
It won't stop you stripping them having varnish on it. It makes it a little harder to strip, but not grossly. You can think of varnish as just an extra double, tough line of paint. So if you need to strip them, you can strip the varnish off too. If you use like a lacquer or an enamel varnish, then you might want to, if you go to strip the metal mini, you're probably going to want to do something like turpentine or something like that to soak it in before you hit it with a steel brush or something. But metal miniatures are actually much easier to strip. We're now going to show off the royal purple one goop. I'm not showing off. I don't know what one goop is, Malev. Learn the names!
We've spent so much time.
Learn the names!
Papa Chicken said, wouldn't that royal purple one step be great for dark lining on this yellow?
It's there.
Yeah, we have been using a lot of this stuff, you guys, over the last several months.
Next week, at some point, we should have a video lined out for you and a stream day where we will go through all the colors.
Yeah.
So it's coming. It's coming, friends. You'll get it. Don't you worry your little head about it. We'll have everything you can imagine. Everything you could possibly need.
Malev says, I'm contractually obligated to make up words. I see.
Incorrect.
No, I am.
Incorrect.
I am 100%. That is in my job description. Isn't that right, Jason?
It feels like it.
It feels like the night. There you go.
You don't technically make up very many words.
I'm a wordsmith.
You butcher phrases is kind of your shtick.
That's incorrect. I'm a wordsmith, mister.
That's another word you don't seem to understand the meaning of, but...
No, I'm a smith of words.
Okay.
You can call me a wordsmith later in private.
Excuse me?
Welcome in, everybody. This is a stream about painting. If you are unfamiliar with who we are, it's in the title of our channel name. We're Monument Hobbies.
If you don't know who we are, read more.
That's Jason. I'm Christopher. And we're painting up a fister.
I'm going to need you to just read more, Chet.
One goop, one gob, serving difference. Hey.
No, it isn't.
You tried.
It's not. It's not. That's not how that works. The new one-step paints will be shown on stream.
Yes.
Probably next week, because we're already at the end of production week here tomorrow.
Get ready.
But next week, I plan to do a stream where we're focusing on them. We should have all of the colors out of production by then. So that will allow us to bring the whole set over here. The medium, all that stuff, special sauce.
How man do, there you go. That is our EU website, by the way.
I think the medium is going to be some of the most fun people have had with painting in a long time. When we came out with the glazed wash medium, people were in love with it and came up with all sorts of neat stuff. Same with Noosh. So I'm really excited to see what people decide to do with the one-step medium. The special sauce.
Wirehead, there's not a dot Canada just yet, but it's coming.
We have made the determination, due to some unforeseen circumstances with product over borders, due to all the nonsense that's going on in the world, that we will belay the site until production is in Canada for Canada, and that's being worked on right now. So it will be very soon, actually. when you buy Pro Acryl in Canada, it will be made in Canada. How about them apples?
That's right.
We have a 5,000 square foot warehouse in Canada, about half the size of our HQ here. Well under half the size if you count both buildings, but our production facility here is just under 10,000. And so Canada is 5,000 square foot, and it will be producing first for Canada and then for rest of world. So our Europe, UK product will come out of that factory as well. So we're excited. Lots of cool stuff going on.
Are you sending the fisters back to Canada, says Ghost Hunter? No.
What?
We're not. Ace says, the medium turns Pro Acryl into one-step question mark?
Yes.
The one-step medium.
Yes.
And for all of you who entered the February challenge, we're going to be going over that very soon. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, is it time?
Yeah, so we'll probably do that, and then we'll come back to painting, Jason.
Okay, cool.
Because there wasn't many. This one was a tough one, I think, for people. But everybody did a great job who entered. It's pretty cool. And for all of you who don't know what the February
Model-specific
challenge...
ones are generally less interactive because if they don't have it and don't want to go get it, I totally understand that. That's why we try to stay away from more model.
Jason really wanted to paint a green army men, though. And then we're going to go over
well,
what the
it
March
is such
challenge
a great practice thing to do is to take a model that has very little detail to it and test out your brushwork and your understanding of light and color to make a model that has very little feature to it and turn it into something that looks really cool, right? Because these guys are featureless, basically. They're just blobs.
Yeah.
They have very little in the way of like facial features and, really bad mold lines, and the details on this stuff doesn't make any sense. The barely fingers that are holding the grenade is like, what is it? This one didn't even have fingers. It was just a big blob, so we had to turn it into kind of a fist.
Right.
By painting detail on it. So it's a lot of fun because if you can use it not for the outcome on the model, although if you hit a home run, then you get a really cool model, and it can be a lot of fun that way because you can put it next to your Space Marines or whatever, and people will be like, what is that? And you go, that is a Green Army Man.
Right.
It's the funniest thing on the planet. But you can turn it into something that is more an exploration of your talent and confidence with your brushstroke and your use of color and light, to make a figure that is less detailed appear more detailed than it really is.
Right.
Painting on folds in the fabric that don't exist, using non-metallic metal on bits to show off what they are, because on the sculpt itself you couldn't tell. I added things on here like the buckles, and details that didn't exist just by freehanding them on, which gives more depth to the model. So it's a lot of fun to be able to explore. And that was the whole purpose of this, is to give you something that was more a test of, it's a gear check.
Yeah.
Right? This was a gear check for you to say, do you have the ability to go past something like this? Then all of a sudden the rest of your models get a huge upgrade.
Yeah.
Right?
Cool. Awesome.
I mean, it's no fister.
Right.
I could see this is like the Imperial Guard to the fisters.
That might be the best painted Green Army Men in the history of Green Army Men.
So it was a lot of fun. We did it in like a couple days. So a lot of fun. Let's go talk about it, Chris.
Let's go talk about it, shall we?
Go talk about it. You don't talk about it. I don't about it.
Army Men.
I just want to talk about it. I think my mic's on.
Oh, I haven't turned it on yet. I'm sorry.
Maybe you turn my mic. Hold. It's this one. Maybe. Okay, maybe turn it down.
There you go.
This one's set up for like Jen.
Yeah, there we go.
I want to talk about it.
Green
Just
Army
talk
Men.
about it. You
Let me
want
make
to
sure
have
I've got-
some groove in nature.
All right. Jason, are you ready?
I want to be your groovy nature. Let's talk about it.
DiCaprio.
Holy winner. That's great. I love these greens, man. Talk about holy pop, right? I really love the darkness, and again, really this really pushed it, right? Because you can tell this is another guy where you turn him sideways, he's almost flat.
Right.
This is the same picture duplicated, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, strange. Why?
I think it's
style
because I think she put it in there as a double.
Okay.
I don't know.
Cool.
Good question.
No,
I
great
don't
job.
know.
Yeah, great job. Again, using the color, finding your contrast, using the scale of the model to tell a story. You look at the front of this model, and the only thing that gives it away as being an army man of poor quality is the fact that the chin and the head all touch the shoulder, so you can tell there's no depth on the face.
Right.
But other than that, that's something that your paint wasn't going to fix because it's a physical thing on the model that the chin just kind of bleeds physically into the shoulder.
Right.
Whereas normally there would be some depth there, from the chin to the shoulder. You have to try real hard to put your chin on your shoulder, and it makes a weird body motion. So that's the only thing that you're lacking here, but you've done a splendid job of making this look highly detailed. Great stuff.
Yeah,
I love the
DiCaprio.
left hand. Same problem that I had with mine. The left hand is a formless blob, but we have a neat coloring that shows the thumb overlapping the feet.
Yeah, DiCaprio, this is a great job. So
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. Great job. Did you have fun doing it?
I hope you did, DiCaprio.
I want to hear from everybody that's here as we review your models. Tell us your own experience with it and what did you like and dislike about the process. Right. I really want to hear from you on this, because this is one that we don't do a lot of because it's tough for people to understand a lot of the takeaway, I think. I think a lot of people are like, why would I paint a horrible model? Right. Aha! That's exactly the challenge.
Right.
Make it not horrible. Okay?
Calling shots.
Falling shots. See, these are cheater models, in my opinion.
These
are more modern, but they're still good. I like this. I like the choice of doing it to where you've done it around a fire. So you've got the OSL. They're all just around a fire. So a little less of use of color in it and more of the storytelling, which is cool.
Yeah.
And just a really quick way to do the bottom-up lighting to catch it. I think that the problem that these are going to have is that you need to really force perspective and shadow back on them on the top, where you would have darker on the top of these models to bring the details out, because again, the details are flat. These are better than the other two that we've seen, the one I painted and the one that we just saw. These are just newer, so the molds on these have more detail on them, but you still want to push it a little bit further to get contrast on, not just rely on the color and the fact that, as you place it on there, if it doesn't go in the wrinkles, it gives you shadow. Do some more forced shadow on it. This could also be a thing where, because the lighting in the room has some ambient light, I see a window in the background, you could just be oversaturating the camera. So this is a trust your gut one.
Yeah.
If you look at this in the lighting you painted it in and it gets darker at the top, then pay no attention to me. And it's a great idea, right? I love around the campfire, great scene, good storytelling.
DiCaprio said, ultra fun how to use the shadow and light. A hell of a body, bloody, a
hell of a bloody, the plastics working with it, like cleaning it up and then actually, using the dimension of it to do anything, I think is crazy. I think we need to talk. Okay, so I'm going to go in my head canon on this one. He's not throwing a grenade. That's a toast. He's issuing a toast around the fire. He has a grenade that has been hollowed out, and that's where his whiskey is. Okay? Because otherwise you need to not invite this guy to parties.
That's true.
Because if you're all hanging around the campfire telling stories and he's about to toss a grenade, we need to talk. There's either way too much liquor at this show, right? So I'm going to go with he's holding up a hollowed out grenade and is about to toast. That's mine. That's my headcanon story.
Fallen shots. Great job. I love the OSL, the little campfire. It's very fun.
Yeah, good one. It's a hell of a plinth too, right? He's got this amazing plinth for his army men, which I think is cool. This one as well. Okay, so General Ginkgo killed it because he's doing his tiny spaceman thing and has used the army man as a stone statue. So this is 100% storytelling, and big kudos on this one. When I cheated and looked in on this one, which I never do.
You did?
Yeah, I did. I cheated and I looked in on this one and I saw the start on this, and I love the idea because it is a neat way to take a goofy model and make it part of a bigger story and give it a place to be goofy, because you can imagine a stone sculpture being goofy. It's not quite finished. It's still being carved out by the little spaceman, and so the details aren't done. He's just getting shaped. So fantastic. Lots of applause on this one for just storytelling.
That's crazy.
You cheated, though, and you didn't paint an army man.
It's kind of.
So the reality here was I wanted you to paint the army man. So that's the good, bad, good sandwich of this one. Is I really love your idea. You cheated, but great job cheating.
He
So, good
cheated.
stuff. I wanted you to paint an army man. This is storytelling. This is a great diorama.
Very cool.
But you didn't paint your army man.
I do really like how the I like how the sculpt of the army man is.
It's fantastic.
It's
I
in
can
the
never play
rock.
this one down. It's awesome. The fact that he did the scaffolding it looks like it's all constructed out of bits and bobs. It's just fantastic. I don't know if that's like copper wire around, bits of wood and toothpicks or whatever, but your scaffolding is fantastic. This is just a great piece, right?
Yeah.
Great piece.
To Connell.
Okay, so this one's phenomenal because
Wow.
holy hell, dude.
Wow. You did a great job on the face.
This is
also
all of the paintball urban camo you can imagine.
You also did a good job at taking a picture of the model to make it look more three-dimensional than an army man is. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
It almost looks to me the way Takano shot this, I can see in the front of it, and it doesn't look flat like a normal army man. If that may, I
Well,
don't know
this
if
one
that
has a
makes
little bit
sense.
more dimension than a normal one does. You can just tell by the roundness of the leg. It's not as flat as the one I painted. That's the thing, is that there's a lot of these.
There's
that you
so
can
many
get.
different brands.
There's so many different brands and stuff. This one is a little bit more modern, but it's really cool. I just love the color choice. The fact that we use these really flamboyant, pink and orange and red, like Hawaiian vacation colors on camo is fantastic.
I love how the gun came out too. I love the non-metallic metal on that.
Yeah, because it's almost like pushing a turquoise, jadey kind of non-metallic metal. So really getting good vibrancy out of everything. And then you have that clash of contrast with the black pistol holder is fantastic. I love it.
I spent more time, the labor in vain says, the labor in vain, I spent more time sanding and scraping that thing ever figured commenting with the last 6 months. Yeah, I know.
Isn't that crazy that how bad these models are?
They're so bad.
The mold lines, and it's a lot of time, depending on the figure you get, it's the kind of plastic that they're made out of. When you scrape the mold line, I call it pilling up. It doesn't come off the model.
Yeah.
It moves out of the way of the knife, and you just kind of turn it into little hairs of plastic, and then you got to sand it. You can't just. So I wind up cutting it with the blade side of my knife first to get it down, and then the back side of my knife to just smooth it out. So,
Right.
but it takes a lot of time to have to cut the excess off. It's a pain in the butt. Yeah, you can melt the mold lines. Oh, that's a great idea, actually.
Melt them.
That's a great idea.
Huh. All right, next one. The collector.
Holy moly.
Great job.
So these are cheaters again, man. These are great models.
Are these cheaters?
Yeah,
This is
look,
a green-
there's a strap for his rifle. What kind of cheating
Are you
nonsense is
sure?
it? These are like Warlord Games World War II models.
No, I think that's in the sculpt.
You mean you think he put that on there?
No. I think it's in the Army Men. The way the picture is shot
Well,
looks like it's.
that's a 3D strap.
Are you sure?
100%.
I don't know. You tell us, collector.
Yeah, the hands stay away from the body.
It is a green Army Man, though. We have the proof.
He's a cheater green army man.
I
wish I grew up with these green army men.
bought bad green Army Men.
No, I bought the ones I had as a kid. Don't you dare say those are bad.
I think.
If you grew up with these army men, I am jealous.
Well,
Because
that's
my army
true.
men sucked compared to these. Right? These look like Warlord Games. These look like bolt action army men. The faces are nice on them. This isn't a challenge.
They have triggers. They have triggers too.
Yeah, I know. There's like a trigger guard and a bayonet that isn't bent crazy. These are cheater models. I love it though. It's a great job. I like the vibrant green on the coats
I think all of these are going to be cheater models.
compared to me because I was born when there was like dirt and they couldn't hardly mold plastic. I get it. Laugh it up. I'm a protected class.
Oh my!
I love these. I love the camo. I love the mix of camos. I like the kind of more modern, jungly desert camo kind of scheme that you have with the almost yellow ochre kind of camo done, and then that color on the gloves and the whatever you call it that comes out of the helmet.
Yeah,
The helmet, the backpacks and stuff in that green. Great use of Color, and I love the ice and the snow. This is just great. And the background picture is really cool too. I'm wondering if this is like a image that you have in the background that you've cut in.
I think
or
so.
if it's like a painting or something you have.
It kinda
Photograph,
looks like a
monitor.
background.
It could be his monitor.
See
Huh?
this right here? It looks like a photo background of some kind.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
I love it. Great job.
Jesse Logan.
Now we're talking. These are not cheater army men.
I think you can
These
just
are garbage.
get different
The only thing
kinds.
that's garbage about this is that they gave you a flamethrower guy. I didn't get a flamethrower guy.
Okay. There are flamethrower dudes as Green Army men.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't get one.
What do you mean you didn't get one?
I didn't get the
In the bag? That you bought?
Yeah, I didn't get them. I could only find. Okay, so my problem when I was looking for these is that some of them had the guys that I remembered, and some of them had like other guys that I wanted, but they were really garbage. And so I just kept looking and looking and looking, and so the ones that I got only had like 5 or 6 different dudes in it. But
Yeah.
but I also didn't want to buy 800 of them. This bag was like 50, and it was like $5, and I was like, that's all I'm going to spend. So I gave myself a budget of like $10,
Right.
to do it. But yeah, so I wanted flamethrowers. What I really wanted was the dudes carrying the stretcher, and the guy laying down with the BAR.
Oh.
I didn't have any of that.
I mean, that sounds like a cheater model.
No, when you look at it, you'd be like, I'm just saying BAR loosely.
I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, very loosely. It was like, I think that's what they were going for. It's like the fact that my guy's rifle doesn't even have a place for a trigger. It doesn't even have a grip.
Yeah,
for your backhand.
little pipe gun thing. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, it looked like a plumber's tool or something. These are great. I love it. The desaturated greens, again, great use of color on this and really cool. I love that he even did the terrain on his. He took it further. He even did like some basing paste on them.
Christy Logan, great job.
Yeah, good stuff.
Commando
Are we
Ken.
getting feedback in about people saying that you're
I just read
I didn't
it.
get a bazooka, dude. That's how ragtag mine was.
Yeah, I read the last one. I haven't seen anything from Twisty yet either, so
Oh, this guy's classic.
let us know, you guys. Commando Ken, I know you're in here, so let us know what how you liked this.
This guy's a classic, like 2D pose, right?
This guy's huge. Commando Ken said. Commando Ken, how'd you like it?
This guy is huge. Oh, he's a big one?
Is it? He looks small. Can you get different sizes?
I did find some bigger scale Green Army men.
What's
I didn't look at them because it wasn't what I was interested in.
What scale are those in? The ones you painted?
They're like 1/35th, a little smaller than 1/35th.
Really?
They don't really talk about scale, but that's kind of the size they are. You know, because they're taller than Primaris Marines, and I don't know that they're technically 1/35th. They might be like 1/48th scale or something, which is bigger than our gaming scale by a hair.
Yeah.
Like if you buy 1/48th scale vehicles, they're going to be too big. Technically, the 28 millimeter to 30 millimeter scale that we work in is like 1/56th.
Yeah.
Is the scale you would be looking at. And they don't really make a whole lot in that. So these are bigger. I don't know about this guy. I haven't seen him, but you can tell by the base that the base has a lot more going on with like the tactical rock that his foot is on.
That's a good point.
So
I know what this
probably a bigger
I know
skull. Cheater!
I know what this tuft is actually. I know the tuft that you're using. That tells you a lot about basing when I know the exact where you I know exactly where you got that tuft.
I bet he doesn't.
I do.
I bet tell us, and I bet you're wrong.
That is the gamer's grass elevated tufts. It's a bigger one. I know my tufts.
Tell him he's wrong.
Commando Ken, the powder is great. It was really fun. I really like messing around with the camouflage. I actually lost him before posting.
Oh wow.
Oh. Well, I'm glad you posted it in time. You lost him? Like did he walk away like Toy Story? 9mm M4. Yeah, I like the I guess this one,
look at the magazine on this guy. Look at how chintzy this gun is. It's like, what am I looking at?
This is
like I want to look at. I want you to look at the fact that the it's not the foregrip, but the barrel, right, on the model has the texture on the top and nothing on the bottom.
Yeah. And
then if you look out towards the barrel end, it's like, what's going on there? Does he have like a butter knife in his hand too, or what's the go? I want to know what's going on with this because the magazine is really weird shape, right? The magazine looks like the pistol grip.
Yeah.
So is that got like supposed to have a grenade? I don't know what's going on here.
It looks good though.
It's a great paint
Great job.
It's a great job to make it look better than it did otherwise. Yes, that was the whole point of this. So great job.
Better Off Ted says, Green Army Men were so much fun growing up. My friends and I would build bases in our backyards.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
That's what's so great about these. Somebody asked if it is a non-cheating model, just a green blob. Basically, yes.
They're all going to be cheating in Jason's eyes.
Next time we do a Green Army Man challenge, you'll have to come to Monument Hobbies and send a self-addressed stamped envelope, and we'll throw a Green Army Man in your envelope and send it back to you so that everybody's working from the same. Okay, this guy rules. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's honestly it's the less details on the Green Army Man.
That's the whole thing. You're a cheater if your model has details. This one,
gosh.
fantastic job. Look at the camo. Okay, I want you to look at this guy's right arm.
Yeah.
In the right picture, look at that right arm. There's not even a space between the elbow bend and the gun. This is just a big blob of plastic. So he's got that dark brown in there to kind of give it the feel that there's a gap there for the arm.
Yeah.
And the camo and everything. And look at the detail on the gun. He's created lines that don't really exist and made them crisp so that we see. Now I want to know where the bipod for this gun is or the tripod.
Well,
like this guy has really good arm strength.
Dyslexic Mini Painter said it was fun. Just the cleaning was rough. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Somebody Pedro Paint says I don't understand this guy's stance.
Well, this gun would have a bipod on it somewhere.
Yeah.
Or a tripod. But yeah, like I said, he just has tremendous arm strength. This one is where you would put a rock and put that gun on a rock. That was your thing when you were playing with it. But yeah, that's the whole point of this is take a model like this, right? And then make your paint do all the work the sculptor didn't. That's really the goal.
That's true.
That was really the thing I was looking for. And what I said is that I want your brush to make up for the inadequacies of the model on this, which is why I'm laughingly saying that your model is a cheater if it actually has details.
Yeah,
because I was hoping you'd buy the model that
it's the
50
worst
of them
possible.
for $5, and this is what you get, and you turn this into something where I'm like, oh, great job, because that picture on the left, assuming that you can forget it doesn't have the front, part of the gun, right, that stabilizes the gun, then that left picture where you can't see the problem with the right arm, that left picture looks like it could be any miniature. This could be from almost any game line, right? That could be a Warlord Games, bolt action model.
Mm-hmm. The magazine on the top too. Yep.
Yeah, like the old Western Gatling guns.
Me Stout. Oh,
Rosie the River.
Did you kit bash this one, or did it come like this?
I love it's done as. Is this done as like a Vault Girl?
I think so.
Is that what that is? Vault 13?
I believe so.
I just been looking at like the blue and the yellow, and I think about.
Now, did you find this inside of a Green Army Man pack, or did you actually alter your Green Army Man to do the stance of Rosie the Riveter? That's my question. Which, either way, it's fine. I was just curious when I saw this.
Yeah, now that you've said that, I'm interested to know. I think it has to be a Rosie the Riveter model because it's in coveralls, right?
No, I found it and yes. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
I love that it's a wartime model rather than just a Green Army Man. The Rosie the Riveter is really a cool touch. And again, some good detailing in with all the details on the coveralls and all that.
Okay, you found it in okay, interesting. Okay, you found it in an Amazon in a girl pack. Okay,
nice.
Cool.
Nice. Fun.
Sweet.
I like the texturing for the coveralls.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Magpie.
This is the same set I got.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. You're right. You're right.
This is the same set I got.
Oh, yes, right here. I can.
So this is great.
Tell with this.
Yeah, this is literally the same guy.
Yeah.
Because he's got fantastic.
Nice.
I love it. I love the color scheme. Right. I love the guy with the pink overcoat.
Yeah. Also the bases look good on these guys too. Almost got the Magpie says I almost got the girl pack. The Scouts, Mercenary, Neptune, and Venus. Oh, okay, got you. Mercury, Neptune, and Venus. Cool.
These are fun colors, right? I like the guy in the all blue, but the kind of like sky blue, jacket, and then jean color. Great job. Again, the guy throwing the grenade, right? Is done really, really well with regards to like the shadow on the pants. You saw the same thing I did, right? They have this weird convex chest because of the way the mold was made.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't shoot enough plastic into the mold, so it kind of shrank back on itself, which makes it almost thinner. But when I look at these not in profile, right? So that top picture, I can't tell because of the way that you've shaded them. I can't tell that they're just Army Men crappy models, right? Same with a little bit less with the bottom left picture because you have the one that's almost at 3/4 profile, that guy in the yellow. So it kind of shows how skinny he is. Mm-hmm. But great job on these. Yeah, good job. I love the color pick. I love that you didn't just do green camo. I love it. You had fun with it. Good times. Holy.
Cobalt Crable.
That guy got a flamethrower too.
Yeah, there are flamethrower ones. I know that.
Christopher, I'm seeing them.
I know. I'm just saying. I know the flamethrower.
I'm jealous.
Ones.
I love this one again. Great storytelling and
trench warfare.
You took the crappy flamethrower guy and turned it into a story that's fun to look at.
Yeah,
the trench and the okay, in your face, and running up on the guy in the trench is great. This fantastic. Love it. Absolutely love it. I love the way you've got the flame built because that's custom, right? That's sculpted or however you've done that flame burst, and the way that you look at it drifting over the body, it's like these blobs of like napalm oily stuff going around that guy in the trench. So good job. Great job of taking this into an idea with the crappy army men and turn it into a story that no matter who you put this in front of, they're going to enjoy looking at it. And they'll be, if they know modeling, they'll be impressed that you use crappy army men, which is a great way to look at this too.
Yeah.
Neat stuff. I love this. Okay, wait a minute.
Atticus, now here's what I was going to say. I'm curious if this is kit bashed to where you took a bunch of Green Army Men and you resculpted them, or is this a 3D print? But I started looking at them, and the Army Men look like Green Army Men to me, right?
Well, the two that have their hands up there at the back look like the guy that is crawling on the ground. Because they have the guys that, like, one of them does a machine gun and one of them's feeding him a belt feed. I remember those Army Men.
Okay. It came in a...
Okay, so it's in the Iwo Jima Army Men pack.
Oh, it's in
an
Army
Men, but it's
pack.
actually built for this.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Okay.
These look like Green Army Men. That's why I was so surprised.
Well, this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's phenomenal in the way it's put together.
Yeah.
And while they have a little bit more detail than the normal guys, you can tell not much.
I mean, look at the hands. I think a lot of that is painted in.
It's about the same thing. It's just a little bit more purpose built. That flag is fantastic, by the way.
Oh, well, that's what I
hate that my eyes keep going to the fact that the shading and dimension that you've given to the flag, even though if it's paper or plastic or if that was part of the deal.
It's fantastic.
Great paint job on the flag.
You used the flag masking tape. Nice.
Yeah, cool. I was going to say, great job with the flag. The dimension to it is really cool.
How did you like doing this? How did you both like doing this challenge, Magpie and Natkus? I want to make sure I'm getting everybody's opinions, but it looks like you guys had fun.
Yeah, that's great. I love this one. And again, what did this run you? I'm going to ask flat out. Like, this couldn't have been too expensive, right?
Because it was in a pack.
The Iwo Jima pack was like, if I remember, I think I saw this one, and I think it was closer to $15 or $20.
Magpie said, I enjoyed and had fun challenging myself with the crappy dudes. Yeah.
Right?
That's the whole point.
Let's paint crappy dudes.
Yeah, this one's $15.
I was going to say, I think it was like $15 or $20.
Oh, I mean, it
has a lot of other guys, too.
Yeah.
Because it's got the U.S. Marines from World War II in it, too.
Cool.
So it may be the one that has the machine gun and the guy laying down, feeding the belt into it. I can't remember. All right. I remember seeing this one and going, dang, it was above my budget. It sounds so weird to say. $15 was beyond the budget, but I set myself to like $5 or $10 max. But it had a couple of the models in it that I really liked.
Nice.
So, I love the shadow box on it. Great job.
Double T.
Cheater.
Too
many details.
There's a lot of details on these.
These guys are thick boys.
You can tell that there's the mold lines.
These guys have real dimension. I'm jealous
definite
again. If these are the
lines.
Army men you grew up with, I'm jealous. These are just neat models, though.
They are cool.
Yeah, these are just
you can
neat
tell
models.
though they're not they still got those rough mold lines. The challenge was a lot of fun. I enjoyed getting variants and greens and paints in the flag. Nice.
Yeah, great job with that. These are really good. I like it. And great job on a quick diorama. It's like made out of like poster board or something, but it looks really good.
Double T, great
quick
job.
Carve of brick into it and stone and gives you the nice, building. Take some matchsticks and put wooden frames in those windows, and you've done it.
Right.
You're there. You've arrived.
Great stuff, Double T.
Yeah, good job. Love it.
What gremlin?
Wait a minute. Oh, these are great. Again, I love the start, like with the angel statues, like they're walking through are they walking through like a graveyard or someplace, and they're checking it out?
That's what I'm assuming. Wet Grandma, I love the process of painting the angels. I hate painting these green pieces, bad shaped, slippery plastic.
Oh, isn't it hard? It's hard, but it's good. You know, the thing is, and the hope when I do these types of challenges is that you really recognize that it's not necessarily the outcome of this specific model or models that I'm looking for. It's the fact that you are now pushing yourself to say, how do I use my brush stroke to make up for deficiencies that I might otherwise face? Because we find this a lot in nice models. GW has a horrible time with making things that are supposed to be hairy, smooth plastic.
Yeah.
Right? So horses are horrible from GW. They're always smooth plastic. Pretty much from everybody, horses are just smooth plastic.
Yeah.
Horses are one of the worst things. That polar bear I painted from Infinity, smooth plastic on his muscles and stuff. Why didn't it have fur? That made no sense to me, right? And it's like, I get that they can't sculpt every single one of those little details because they don't survive at that scale. So your brush is your only tool to really tell that story of texture, of dimension, of detail, because the sculpts, even on some good models, miss it. Right? Whether it's a facial detail that isn't there, you know, Space Marine faces are typically not great. So being able to redefine the face, or maybe they're just all the same, because a lot of the Space Marine heads look exactly like the same guy. And I get that's kind of the lore, right? Because they're clones. And so it makes a little bit of sense. They're not clones, but once they put the gene seed in, it kind of has a cloning version when they put the gene seed in another human that makes them grow features of their Primarch, you know, and look the same. Right. So the faces might just look the same. So being able to take your brush and your brush stroke and control to make everything look a little bit different, not only by use of color, but just by where you place shadows. You can make a face look complete. You can make the same sculpt look completely different by just adjusting the height of the cheek on the face by where you shade the cheek. And it can make it look like a totally different individual. So great job.
Wirehead. There we go.
Another horrible piece of plastic. I just love the pain I cause with these.
I guess so. Wirehead. Great job.
Yeah, good. Yeah, the drab you came up with this is good. I'm assuming that's a little bit of a mix. Or is am I seeing the yellow green over the dark green? The camel green and the dark
yellow
green?
Green, khaki.
Yeah, very good job. Me likey.
Welcome in, Weedan. Yeah, this came out great. You definitely.
This is a non-cheater mini. Yes.
These are some OG ones, man.
Garbage.
Like you got those
Army
mold
man.
lines here. You can see the whole thing.
Oh yeah. Best ever.
Wirehead did the entire mini with a 15-cent brush. Nice.
Oh, even better. So you got the dollar store brush.
Yeah.
And the model.
I mean, that's great.
I wasn't trying to make you hate painting.
Were you, Jason?
No.
No.
I would say that this is one of those where you want to use your best brush to get it up.
But that's kind of cool. You kind of did it from, going on a budget.
Yeah. I love it.
Wirehead, great job.
I love it. You did extra hard mode, like extreme mode on that one.
Pytro paints.
Homeboy's getting shot. There's literally a bullet. Like, this is like sniper extreme. I can see it. I'm thinking that's what I'm seeing, right? Is the bullet is traveling through him?
Traveling through. Yep.
Ooh.
Good juice. I've been painting since 2021, and this is the first time I felt like I was painting a toy, and it really inspired me to play with the model and do some storytelling.
Awesome.
Challenge was a blast. Pytro paint's nice. This is great.
That's great.
Yeah.
Right? I love it. You can find inspiration in weird spots, but great job on it. Coloring's great, and the storytelling, again, great. You got him in this perch, but he's being shot. Somebody sees him.
Yeah.
He silhouetted himself a little too much here.
Yeah.
He thought he had a solid wall he was hiding behind.
Got exposed.
And he got pegged right between the bars. Oof. That's just,
Great job. That wound is one of the injection mold defects.
Oh, really?
Oh,
it had like a divot in it?
That's awesome.
How fun.
Okay, that's super cool.
I love it.
Great job.
Yeah, this is one of the, I think my group has a guy that's similar to this too. With like a Garand. Oh,
Jared.
Beautiful. Look at these horrible guns.
Look at the
Look at these horrible guns. These are like straight out of a Wallace and Gromit, right?
Yeah.
These are like claymation figures and stuff. And oh, look at you. I love the red undercoat on the green. Great job.
Yeah.
Right? And the blue on the khaki-ish colors is really, really cool. Something that I wouldn't have thought of, right? The blues underneath the khaki gives it a kind of a neat glow in the shadow.
Dr. Horace, this is yours. Nice.
Yeah, great job.
Horse green, nice. Yeah, great job on this.
Great job. Yeah. I love the whatever the hell that rifle is. Looks really good.
the bend.
The guy on the right is like more of a modern day because he's got like the goggles on his head, and of course he's got an M4-ish gun.
Cool. Great stuff.
No, I like that. And again, great use of color, allowing the color to bring the model to life because, the model's not going to do itself any favors. So this is a good one.
Great stuff. All right, next one. The last one, Xenobond.
I love how they did have on that last guy, go back real quick.
Yeah.
I love how the guy on the right has trigger discipline.
He does. That's very accurate.
Like what a random thing to show.
I mean,
the one detail I can pick out is that he has trigger discipline. So either you painted that really well or it's actually molded that way. Either way, that's great. So
that's funny.
Oh, funny.
Xenobond.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah, this is a good one.
This is another non-cheater model.
This is really? What are you talking about?
Non-cheater model, I said.
Oh, non-cheater model.
Yeah.
I thought you said cheater model for a
No,
second.
No, non-cheater model. This has no noticeable details.
Yeah. I mean, what happened to the stock?
Yeah.
Like, what happened to the trigger?
Who needs that? We sawed the stock off because we use it as a club when we're out.
Thankfully, had plenty of test models to work on before the final go. Pick the best looking one out of the $5 bag.
Isn't that the thing?
Yeah.
I have to admit, the only reason I got the one I got is because it had the sergeant I wanted and the rifleman that I wanted. Those are the only two models I cared about because I couldn't find any of the other ones that I remembered, like the flamethrower guy and the kneeling bazooka guy.
Yeah.
That I remember because I had the kneeling bazooka guy and the guy that sat behind him with the bazooka shell. Or maybe that was the mortar guy and the guy and it was always horrible. Like, he was like, that's a what? That's a mortar? Because it was just like a tube that he held. It didn't have any legs on it. It was just a tube.
Yeah.
And there was another guy that had, arms that were globs of plastic. And he was the guy putting I couldn't find those guys. So Amazon let me down. This is great. I love the background too, right? Because it's like he's on a hill or out by himself. He's the last man standing. This is a great storytelling gig too. Great job.
That's it.
I love the fact that you just bent some plastic card to make a neat backdrop. Really great job. That's some plastic card, bend it, give yourself a really neat place to put a model. Yeah, the bazooka was so thin it was like it would bend.
That's it, Jason.
That's it? Oh, these are fantastic. I've had so much fun looking at this one. I got to remember to just do ones I like having a lot of fun with. They're not going to like us for March, Chris.
They might not.
They're not going to like March.
All right.
Do we pick winners and then we'll announce March?
You have to pick one.
I only get one?
You only get one.
That's rude.
You get one.
Go back through them. I only get one?
Only one, Jason. I'll start from the beginning.
Only one? He's very mean to me. Are you picking one too?
Maybe. Yeah, I was going to pick one.
Keep going. They're also good. Oh, I love that one. These are all good. Oh, this one's so good. This is so good.
That's it.
Which one are you picking?
I'm picking Xenobond. Xenobond, I love this one. I just like the composition of it. I like the whole presentation of this one.
It's very good.
I like how this picture, the colors with the green and the blue in the background with the it looks like it's on Earth, like good Earth, but it's not taken away. So Xenobond, you're my pick.
I'm picking two. It's Nicaprio and the flamethrower in the trench.
Okay.
That one.
Okay. Corporal Krabby. Oh, I pressed the burp button.
That's a burp. Why did you burp at these people?
And then DiCaprio at the beginning. Nice.
Yeah. This was just a great study in contrast and color usage. So this was really taking a crappy model to the next level with really good just painting acumen all across. Look at the depth on the shoes.
Oh, sorry.
The boots on the feet and stuff. Just a great job.
Yeah, you did a great job, DiCaprio.
Very artistic application of paint on that, really taking the model to the next. It's hard not to pick the guy kneeling with the BAR.
Yeah.
I literally would pick all of these, except for you cheaters. But I'm glad every single model. The only reason I say they're cheaters is because it makes me jealous that I didn't have those models as my crappy army men.
Right. These all came out great.
This one's great because the time and effort put into these models to make them not only look good from a paint application standpoint, but then taking it to that level of storytelling, right, is fantastic.
Yes.
Because the tiny astronaut army man sculpting thing is fantastic storytelling.
Oh, yeah,
Probably
General
the best
Ginkgo.
storytelling that I've seen in this group is that. The tiny astronaut carving the guy out of it. Unfortunately, it just isn't focused on painting the army man and turning the army man into... It turns him into a great use of story, but not a great use of paint. So that's the only thing I would say on that one. The camo guy is great. They're all great. The Rosie the Riveter is great.
This one was... I was very close.
That one's fantastic.
But yeah, I definitely like Xenobond. Yours guys came out. Hey, if you won, be sure to hit me up on Discord right after that. So Xenobond, DiCaprio, and Corporal Krabby, hit me up on Discord, and I'll make sure to get you your little prize. Now, Jason, what are we doing for March?
Chat.
Describe to us what we're doing for the March challenge.
Chat, do you love me, chat?
I don't think this one's...
I need chat to take a minute.
I don't think this is bad.
I need chat to take a minute to reflect on all the things that we do for you. Okay?
Okay.
And then I want you to listen
This one's not bad.
to what we're doing for March.
This one's not bad. What are you talking about?
For the wonderful third month of the year. I'm going to challenge you to pick any two colors.
Any two?
Any two colors.
Okay.
And you're going to paint a model of your choice with two colors.
Just two.
Just two.
Just two colors.
Two.
Two color challenge. Now, let's get to the questions. Can they just prime it black? Or do they have to just straight up only use these colors?
I cannot. Your primer counts as a color if I see it.
Okay, so... okay.
So it means you cannot do zenithal prime and put speed paints over the top.
Okay.
Because that's multiple colors.
Okay.
If you were to use two colors of speed paint over a zenithal prime model, that's four colors.
Okay, so
two colors.
No black and white, Punisher.
Two opaque colors.
No black or white. You mentioned
you can use black and white, but those are your two colors.
Right.
It's not two colors plus,
right,
like we normally do in limited color challenges. This is two colors.
Yeah.
So if you pick red and green, I can only see red and green on your model and the blend between them. You are allowed to blend them and mix them.
Right.
But that's it. So you have two colors, no tint, no tone, no shade. You get to pick two colors.
There you go.
So
and you
like
have
I said, red and green, good luck.
In your submission, make sure you
Blue and
include
black,
those two colors, by the way. Make sure you include that in your submission picture.
Any two colors. So I want to see the model and the two colors you're picking.
Okay.
And at the end, I can see no colors other than those two colors and the mix between them on the model. That's it.
There it is. That's it. That's right, Treebeard.
No black, no white, unless those are your two colors.
All right. So you could do monochrome if you wanted, kind of, with black and white.
If you chose black and white. Or if you chose a very dark color and a tint, yes.
But I would encourage you not to do black and white. I would get fun. That's what I would say. How do you feel?
Saying that if they choose to paint in black and white, you're not going to give.
I would encourage them to step outside of that because we've done monochrome in the past, but this is like color monochrome.
I'm not going to be mad if they choose black and white.
No, that's fine. I would just say don't try
because that's hard in its own right. But this is a scale up from that of how to. I'm giving you color to use, and it doesn't have to be monochrome. You can pick purple and blue.
Yeah,
you know.
And we were just talking about that
non-metallic metal, which you take, Payne's gray and white blue, and you just do. The goal of this is to force you into your mixing habit to work through very small variances in your mixing to be able to get a color spread that works for your storytelling on your model. That's it. That's 100%. Just laying it out there. That's what this test is for.
No, and you guys, just to be clear, you can prime your model,
Yeah.
but you just can't show the color. So if you're
You
priming
can't allow
it
the
black,
primer to be one of your colors unless it is one of your colors. So if you wanted to use like dark purple primer to be a really quick way to prime and get the color, then you're only one color.
right?
You can still use the dark purple primer to mix in with the other color, but it could only be if you're going to let the dark purple primer be a color on the model. That's one of your colors.
There you go.
So then you can only take one other color and mix it with dark purple primer for the rest of your model.
Two
you
colors.
can't prime it in a color and then pick 2 colors on top of that. That's 3 colors. If I can see the base color. If you just prime your model black or prime your model white and then cover it all up, fine. Go for it.
Technically, black and white are colors. That's what I'm saying, Rocco.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you can use those. So
they are one of your 2 colors, though.
there you go.
Both of your colors. So if you use black, then you only have one other color. If you use white, you only have one other color. If you use black and white, those are your 2 colors.
All right.
That's it.
That's the challenge. I'll put all that detail in, or I'll have Gabe do that once I actually get.
And remember, listen to me when I say, and I'll post this or make sure that Chris gets the point across in the Discord when we post up the challenge. The goal here is, and remember, the goal is never perfectly painted models. That's not what we're telling you to do. What we're telling you to do is I'm really going to be looking for the people that use these 2 colors to the biggest effect, meaning that they are creating those colors in between by taking color 1 and mixing it 10% into color 2, then 20%, 30%, 40%, 50. And by the end, it looks like you've got this smooth gradient, right? Or you've wet blended it, or you've done whatever you do to control, to give more depth when you have very limited color choice.
Yeah.
Right. That is something that no matter how many colors you choose to use on any model you paint, this is a tool that will make you a better painter to get used to using fewer colors to maximize the potential on the model, right? Because it cuts time when you don't have to open up 15 bottles of paint and remember which bottle of paint you use for whatever. So mixing is always great. And then being able to take 2 colors and make them look like many more colors is always great potential for you on any model you paint. Always, period.
Yeah.
So it's a great test of skill and another gear check and level up point. So let's do it. Let's do it, chat.
Nice. 2 color challenge. I will post that in the Discord later this evening with a, I also do a copy of the timestamp on the YouTube video. So if you have questions, you can just reference that and he explains all of it. So there you go. I will keep giving you those links.
Big, huge kudos to everybody that partook in February's challenge with the Army Men. I don't generally like telling people to paint specific types of models that you may not have, that you have to go buy.
Yeah.
So big thanks to taking part in that, everybody that did. And you know, hopefully you didn't blow the bank trying to find some crazy Army Man model. But I love what we turned out. Great thinking, great storytelling, lots of fun with horrible models. That was the deal. I had a lot of fun painting mine, and I am happy that I have a bag of 49 other horrible models that we can use as testers from here on out, which is great. A lot of fun. Good times. Well, do I still have to do stuff?
I mean, unless you want to end early.
No, we don't do that. We never
unheard
end
of.
early.
Unless you have a meeting.
Unless I have a meeting. But I don't have a meeting.
You always have meetings.
Well, I don't now.
You could. No, we were gonna. I told you we were gonna be painting afterwards.
So I have to go back and do stuff.
I mean, you could sit.
I'll go do stuff.
You don't have to. You can talk to the world.
I'll go back and do stuff.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Look at that transition. It's beautiful.
Seamless.
Yes, so everybody, I will make sure to post all of that information after the fact. Thanks for the words, Jason. Yes, if you won Xenobond DiCaprio, Corporal Krabby, hit me up on Discord, and I will make sure you get your little fun bits.
And everybody needs to blame Chris that he only gives me. He tried to limit me to 1 pick, that bastard.
I did.
I don't know. That's not fair.
Oh,
That's not
it's
how
fair.
this works. That's not how
Life
this
isn't
works.
fair, Jason.
These are so fun.
Yeah, they're very cool. If you're into that kind of thing.
Well, Chris didn't paint one, so.
I did not. I did not paint one. Look at that cork. No, it's birch mulch. What is this, Jason? What am I looking at here?
Bark mulch.
It's what?
Yes.
Say it for the people in the back again.
Bark mulch.
Why bark mulch, Jason?
Because it looks like slate. It looks like stone.
Okay.
It makes life so much better.
All right.
And why not is my bigger question. Why wouldn't you use it? What would you prefer?
Ogre says, so to be clear, can I mix black and white to make gray on the model, or does it have to be totally identifiable as black and white?
No, you can mix them, but I can only see the colors that I know would come from that mix.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, you can definitely mix. That's the whole point. Like I said, the whole point of the challenge is to show me what you can do with just 2 colors. Being able to brighten and darken colors is a useful tool, and so we generally, when we do limited color challenges like this, we give you white and black plus some other colors so that you can always make shades and highlights of those colors. You don't have that capability this time. You have to use and pick your colors wisely to allow you to lighten and darken. If you pick 2 colors that are the same value, this can be a tough challenge because you're going to lose the ability to do shadows and highlights. So you may want to pick wisely and do a dark color and a light color. I'm not forcing you to. You can do magic with colors that are similar value. It's just going to be tougher. It means you have to pick colors that when they mix together give you a variation in value, right? Green and red can be same value, but when you mix them, you get kind of a darker brown out of them. So you might be able to do that. So you're just going to have to, maybe you go and play with a couple of colors and see what the mix looks like. And if the mix gives you the ability to shade and tint. Because if you can't get a highlight and a shadow out of it, it might be rough. I'm just saying.
Yes, and that is the only colors, Gilborn. That includes the base as well. There you have it.
That's Chris's TED Talk.
That's my TED Talk.
Okay, Chris.
All right. What are we doing with this thing?
Now we're cooking. I'm going to take some of this.
Okay. Gap filling.
Pro-Affix.
Okay.
It glues things together.
Plum Crunchy, I'm going to try to make this my first challenge. Nice. And again, here's what I encourage everybody. Don't overthink it. It's super simple.
Yeah, it really is.
Keep it fun. So you like to put your rocks down first.
Yeah, because they won't. What
I'm
are you
sorry.
Glue them to the texture?
No. I apologize. I meant you typically like to put the model on. I know this guy is a unique case.
He was
right?
already attached.
But you like attaching your models to the base and then making the base.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Because that way I can build the material up around the foot to give the model weight.
Yeah, okay.
If you put your basing material on and then you try to glue the model to the basing material, the chances that the model looks like it's floating on the ground are higher.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, unless you put the basing material on, press the model into the basing material to give it a footprint.
Yeah.
Then pull it off without disturbing your basing material too much. So you have to be careful because you can tear the paint. But if you do that, it works really well too, because then the basing material will dry with the footprints in it, and then when you place the model back on after you paint. So if you don't want to, if you know you're going to paint your base messily, then you can put the basing material on, press the model into it, and then it also tells you exactly how to put the model back on, because the feet, as long as you can keep the base and the model together, because if you're doing an army, that becomes very difficult, because which model goes on which base.
Right.
But if you can press the model into it, then that also gives it weight. When you glue it back on, now the terrain looks like he or she is stepping into the dirt and such.
Got it. Okay.
It's a big thing that I dock points off when I judge models at contest, is whether or not it looks like it's floating on the base or whether or not it looks like it has weight. Okay. Some of the best painters in the world, when they present models in dioramas, make the model float because they don't understand this. The paint is exemplary, but if I can see light underneath the foot for no reason, I will dock you huge. You got to be smart. You got to make your model feel like, if you're going to take the time to put it in an environment, put it in the environment.
Right.
You know, we don't float on the ground. So.
You heard him. We don't fly in here.
Yeah, stamp the feet in while it's malleable, Gillenborn, is exactly the way to do it. Yeah. I like to just glue the model down and build it up around that. The biggest risk is if you get stuff on the model and you've already painted it, then you have to go back on. But if you take the time during building to put the base together and then do all of your terrain stuff that you want and then prime it all, that's usually the way I prefer to do it overall.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'm really lazy and don't bother, you know. But if I were really doing an army and paying that kind of attention and painting it to high detail, you know, all of my blood angels are that way because they're glued onto bases that are resin.
Yeah.
You know, and the resin base gives me the ability to already have all the terrain done. The problem with that is I have to be careful as I'm putting them on. I file the bottom of the feet to flatten them out, so when you put it on the base, it gives it weight that way.
Yeah.
Think of a car. If you're doing model cars or trucks, and the model car or truck usually comes with a perfectly round wheel. It doesn't have any weight to the wheel. So a lot of times we were taught to file one side of the wheel down to flatten it, and that was the one that touched the ground. And if you were really detailed, you would put a little extra putty on it to make flex on the sidewall that gives it weight. Because when the tire hits the ground, it actually gets wider at the bottom where that pressure is.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of level that you look at when you're saying you really need to integrate your model into the base. For me.
You're right. There you go.
These are really cool. This is just bark mulch. It's just tree bark, right? And so you can take it and you can just rub it on any surface, right? So I can just rub it on the desk here. You don't have to rub it on sandpaper, and it will flatten itself out. Really nice.
There you go.
So it'll be imperfect when you pull it out of the bag, but just rub it on a flat surface, you can rub it on a rock, you can do whatever. And now it's flat, and now it'll glue and have a lot of surface touch on the base, which
nice.
is cool. Right?
Cool.
And then just glue it on.
D-Fresh, started using your method of gap filling with that glue. So much easier and less fumes.
Yeah, right. Apply pressure to the wound. Wait, what?
The what?
And I know all of you use your glue this way. When you're done, set it up, squeeze the bottle, and let it suck the air back in to get any of the bubbles out, and that way you won't clog it. It'll be hard to tell there, but you'll still have a good hole for your glue to come out with. I did touch the wood with my bottle. Got to clean that.
Don't clip that. Wad says, but the fumes are the best part. Just kidding, kids. Work in a well-ventilated area. Yeah, man, the fumes, dude.
All right, glue sniffers.
Yeah. Woo! Woohoo!
That's not promoting the right.
That's true. No, I meant the second part of what Wad said. Work in a well-ventilated area. Doing your part.
Just kidding, kids.
Just kidding, kids. That was a test and you failed, and that's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. All right.
Here he goes.
Here we go.
All right. The fumes from Temia. Extra than always help with colors. Wirehead.
Woo-hoo.
Seeing colors. Whoa!
Yeah, I can taste purple. I want a fine herb.
Brent says, remember the old model glue? Like it's the olden days. Hobbing is so much harder when you're allergic to CA glue.
I like the old lacquer putty from Testers.
Lacquer putty?
Yeah, it was lacquer putty. You used lacquer thinner for it. It was green, or it was like the squadron green putty. Anybody else with me on this?
Rocco says, look, Chris, I'm sober now. The fumes are all I have left. Hey, to whom's their we?
Hey, whoa. That's
to
not
whom's
how that
their
goes.
Do whatever you want, world.
That's not how that goes, man. To whom's their we? What planet are
to
you
whom's
from?
their twos?
What planet are you from?
Brent says, I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
I picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue. All right. Here we go. This is why you use your basing texture in a tube. Because it's always fresh. You don't have to dig through the dried stuff.
You're always fresh.
I am always fresh. Come bounce on Uncle's lap.
Okay. Now, just 2 stones. Interesting. I see what you did there. Which is this fine or ultra fine? What are you doing?
This is fine.
Okay. Walk me through this, Jason.
So I am prone to starting all of my bases with one of our fine basing textures,
Okay.
brown or gray. Or you can use Martian earth, the red earth, or the golden brown earth, whatever you want. But the fine is typically where I start, and then I build up, as you'll see in a minute. I will build up over that with coarse. The reason for that is that the fine earth in my estimation represents the hard ground that is, the firmament on the ground. It can also be good for mud, depending on how much you build it up. It can make for a nice muddy terrain. So you can use it how you want. And then you'll see me put more texture on it with the coarse earth here in a bit.
And do you let each layer dry before adding more, or no?
I will let this one start to set up before putting the coarse earth on it. Otherwise, it'll just kind of move around too much and they blend. And so you lose a little bit of the texture. You can put them on wet and actually wet blend texture if that's a thing. And because they do kind of blend together. And I'll bring it up over the sides of the rock to kind of lock the rock onto the ground too.
Okay.
And then I'm just using a damp paintbrush. Treat it like paint. You can thin it. It is just paint. It just has a lot of texture in it, right?
Yeah.
And so use a damp paintbrush, squib it up to the edges of the model here. Try to be careful so you don't get it all over the model like I nearly did by flicking the brush weirdly.
And you just work it in there.
Yeah, just kind of work it around. I start from the outside edge and push it towards the center generally when I already have the model on the base. Just so I can, have less material and be a little bit more delicate as I work towards the part where I'm more prone to get it on the model. And then I love the tube because I can sit here and I can just put pressure on with my hand. This is so lazy, man. It's so great. Squeeze out some more texture. Push it up against the model.
And Jason, why did we switch to the tube in general, for those who don't know?
For all the reasons you're seeing, is that I can sit here and never have to worry about it drying out. Every time I open the tube, if I've closed the top, I will get good material right from the get-go. There won't be anything dried and nasty in it. I get to use the whole tub, so to speak.
Yeah.
Whereas the tub would never let you use all the material that was in it. Half of it would dry out unless you were planning on using it all at once, like doing a ton of terrain with it or something.
Yeah.
Again, I can sit here and, being able to get the stuff out of the tub was always a problem because you'd have to put your paintbrush or your palette knife down in there and work through the dry stuff to get to the meat.
Yeah.
Here, it's always just going to be right at the edge. So you just grab some, like putting toothpaste on a toothbrush, and boom, you're done. Easy. Same amount of material, you get to use all of it. Better value, better usage, easier. Anybody that says they like the tub better is just not paying attention. You just don't get it, kids.
Do you have any rhyme or reason when you do this layer, Jason, with this
rhyme
brush?
Or reason?
Yeah.
I kind of move it around so it, once it dries, it flattens out quite a bit, so you're not going to see all the texture you have here. But if you poke it too much in the same or similar direction, it can start to create like a texture. So I'll go back out and just kind of smooth that out. So it doesn't have peaks like water, But it has to have some texture to it, right? So it's just kind of randomized around. Yeah. But no, as far as like rhyme or reason, not really. Make sure you get it everywhere.
Can you come down just a little for me? Perfect.
And I'm just using a number 4 brush and, spreading it and then making sure that I don't have any real big areas of inconsistent thickness. The thicker it is, the longer it takes to dry. So I like to have it be as thin as works is what I would say, right? If you're too thin, it will shrink back from the edge as it dries.
Okay.
So you want to make sure it's thick enough to not shrink on you, shrink away from the model or shrink away from the edge, that it stays where you put it. But, you don't want to flatten out too much. So leave a little texture. Just make sure that if you look like right there, I have a little bit of high spot. I'll just kind of press the brush around and smooch it out.
Yeah.
And that'll work right. And again, make sure that I kind of lock this piece on there by pushing the material into it. If I have a little bit that comes over the edge, I usually just take my finger like that and erase it away from the edge if it drips down. I try not to want to get it on there, but sometimes it happens. Super simple. It is just painting with a much thicker paint or with a much more textured paint. So it moves different than normal paint. A brush stroke isn't going to cover the same way, and it can get on things next to it because you're pushing a lot more material around. Yeah. So you just got to be careful if you're not wanting to get it on the model or on some piece of terrain thing that you've put on here. you may not want it to get like all the way up here on the rock.
Mm-hmm.
One of the great things with the tube as well is that you can just squeeze the tube directly onto the base if you want. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So like taking the tube,
Yeah.
right? Pull the cap back and just take the tube and just kind of use it to apply like so, and you can just kind of squeeze texture out along the rim like that.
Mm-hmm. Just to get it going.
Yeah, just to give you a starting point, and then you can just kind of, shovel that in where it needs to be.
You come down just a touch. Perfect. Yeah.
No, you could see it already. I saw it.
This is better.
You don't get to talk to me that way.
I was very polite. I was very professional, very polite.
Professional, I question. Polite, maybe.
I think I was both.
You say please. So
at the end of the day, I have to get the talent to give me the shot.
Go.
Regardless of the talent's attitude, energy, or willingness to live. I must get the shot.
I'm going back up here, Chad.
No, please, God. Please, no. That's great. Keep it right there for me. Oh, yeah. There it is. Can you all tell that I need some texture footage?
Take some away from this front. It's pretty thick up here where I just glommed it on, so I'll just take the brush to take some of that away and put it back here where I need more. I want to avoid any sharp peaks, like I said, that look like, peaked water waves or something. So if I see stuff with points, I'll just flatten them out a little bit.
To make it not look like water.
Yeah, but again, this stuff will start laying flat as it dries. It isn't like a resin or some hard, terrain, 2-part epoxy.
Right.
It won't hold those peaks very much. Again, I just put it like this and apply some pressure and get some out on the brush. Ooh. Just like with painting, switch brush sizes. Go to a smaller brush if you got to get into detail areas.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to make decisions based on the same way you would when, painting the miniature itself. Go down a brush size, go up a brush size, use a big flat brush if you want to, like our BAB.
Mm-hmm.
Spread this around. That, if you leave this in a brush, you'll ruin a brush. But if you just use a paintbrush you normally paint with, it cleans up just like any other acrylic.
Right.
You may want to wash the brush a little bit more deliberately if you get it all up in the ferrule, because like we talked about, I think it was yesterday or the day before, right? You can wind up in a situation where this stuff in the ferrule is not your friend. I'm just going to paint it right in that area where I need it by the foot. I didn't really think very smartly when I placed this rock that it was going to create a real detail area in here for me to try to get in.
That's okay.
So maybe be smarter when you're placing your rocks.
But it's okay if some of this gets on the mini because it looks like they're part of it, right?
It can. Because I don't like a lot of physical material on the model that isn't meant to be there, like physical dimension. If we've been painting things like the scratches and then you put this on there, it can be a little weird. But if you're going for like a mud scene, like this is supposed to be in a very muddy terrain, then yeah, you could definitely
get some of it on there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can use this as paint on your model. You can put it on the tracks on your tanks. It's a great way to reproduce mud in tank tracks.
That's what my dad does.
100%. Makes it very easy. Now I know where all my material is going around the edge. It's all my fingers. as I'm going around and steepling my finger on the edge, I keep pushing it like right there. I've taken a lot of it off the edge with my finger. I was like, why is my finger so dirty? I'm erasing as I go. Not my plan.
You being able to squeeze it on your brush is a plus, huh?
Huge. Huge.
So why do the tubs not work, Jason?
They work.
But
They're just wasteful.
They
For me, I've always hated them. It's the way that it's always been.
Mm-hmm.
And when you stop to ask why, the reason you find out is because that's the easiest way to fill the stuff, because it's such a high viscosity product.
Yeah.
Right? Meaning that, you know, it's a tube paint. It's very thick. And so it's very hard to put in anything. It's hard for us to put it in the tubs. Right? It was the dirtiest. Oh, crap. I keep putting my fingers in it. It's the dirtiest filling mechanism that we have. The machines hate it because they get super dirty over time. You can't use the standard filling machines that we use, as you can imagine. You can't put it in the same thing we fill Pro Acryl in.
Right.
None of our Pro Acryl paints are this thick. And so we just, it causes a problem. So everybody was like, well, you just scoop it into a bottle, you know, into a tub. And that's the way it's easy. And when you look at it from an industry-wide perspective, that's why it's in tubs. And that's a horrible excuse to put it in the incorrect thing. To say that, okay, well, we'll just sell you, you know, 120 mil because we want you to get 60 mil worth of usage out of it, you know, and the rest of it's going to dry up because we put it in this horrible thing. You know, it's like people talk about GW being built to fail on the paint bottles, right? Yeah. Because it just dries out. Well, that's the way these are, the tubs. And so we always hated it. I've hated it. And I was like, until we could get something. So when we started making the expert acrylics, and we had to start looking at, okay, well, how do we go through and fill in tubes? Mm-hmm. Once we got that technology figured out, right, and the machinery was set and you know, ready to go, then it was like, what prevents us from doing this with the texture paints? And the answer was nothing. And so we did.
Right.
And here we are, having this conversation. And it's great. It really is the greatest way to use this stuff.
Yeah, it's the only convenient.
Reason people gripe about it is because it's new. You know, it's that age-old meme. The only thing humans hate more than change is staying the same.
Well, and it just doesn't. You keep more because less air gets to it.
Oh yeah, there's no surface area touching air.
Yeah.
So there's not anything to go bad, right? Because once you close this, the only thing that can dry out is that little bit at the lip. And that's perfect, right? You're not ever really going to have a problem with it. So everybody that's used them has loved them. We have sold more texture than ever before when we got it in the tube. Because people get it and they're like, holy hell, I actually use this stuff to great effect on every model now.
Yeah.
It's just too easy, right? I don't have to... It's the same applying it. It doesn't change how you apply it with a paintbrush and how easy or difficult it is to get into tight areas like we just did. It just makes this part super clean. Other than me sticking my finger in it, there's no mess. And the only thing that will dry out is this little rim around here. See, there's some that is on the outside of the rim there like that.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. Everything in there is usable. Just like toothpaste, all of that is usable, even when it sucks back in, right? So it uses like a tube, and these caps are great because they actually close. Boom. You can feel the click. They close great. Done. You'll get 120. It's the same amount as the tub. No fooling. It's 120 mil. Same exact amount. And you'll actually use all of it as long as you remember to seal it up. And even if you forget to seal it up, the only part that's going to dry is that little bullet at the mouth. It can't dry up a whole lot. And then when you squeeze it, that little dry part will poop out, and then you have the good stuff behind it. So.
Right. So, and then from this step, you add the thicker one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll let this set up a bit, and then we would add the coarse. I have gray coarse out here.
Okay.
And I use the gray coarse to give you kind of a more loose soil and top, like rock, gravel effect.
Okay.
So it may seem counterintuitive. You might think you'd start with the coarse and then go to the fine. I don't know why the brain thinks that, but go with the fine and then move to coarse, because the coarse becomes little outcrops of rock you know, different textures in there that you can see.
Mm-hmm.
You can start even finer with our super fine, like the concrete or the snow, even if you're not going for concrete or snow. Put the concrete down, that's like really dry, flat earth. Then you can use what I just use as the fine on top of that to make a rock, and then coarse in the middle of that, and now you've got multiple textures going around that can look really great. That's how I do Battletech, because Battletech's at a different scale, and so all the Battletech miniatures want to not have too much rock to them, in my opinion. If you put the bigger scale stuff, which I don't know if we have any of them.
I think they're all in your case in
maybe
your office.
All the ones with basing on probably.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. Yeah, you know, when you're talking about models that are at like 1/100th scale, the ground wouldn't have that much texture. That little bit of texture would be a boulder.
Yeah, right.
Right.
That's true.
And so you want to start with even finer, like the snow or the concrete. You can still paint it brown or yellow or yellow ochre for desert sand or whatever. It can be whatever you want it to be. They're called snow and concrete, but that's not all you use them for. You're looking at the texture.
The grit.
Yeah. And so if you put the concrete or the snow down, that becomes, you know, loose packed dirt for a Atlas that's supposed to be 10 stories tall.
Yeah.
You know, even though the base is the same size as a Space Marine, it just changes the entire view of what that material is.
Right.
Whereas if I were to use the coarse basing material on a Battletech miniature,
yeah,
right, or on a Titan, you know, for the Titanicus models, the small scale ones,
right,
then all of a sudden it feels like if you were to put a dude on there,
yeah,
they're boulders,
right.
Mm-hmm. So always think in terms of scale, because we have a lot of really cool models we can be painting now that exist at all sorts of scales, right?
Right.
And the dirt doesn't scale, right? The dirt and the texture you'll put on there it'll be a part of the story. And that story may be that, you know, oh, those are boulders and I didn't intend for them to be.
Right.
So yeah, we would let this dry out a bit. It can fully dry and then you can put the other on top of it is the best way to do it. Because we lay it on so thick, it takes this a long time. It will not dry, you know, in a time for us to do anything with it here.
We can do some more with it maybe
we'll
tomorrow.
Come back tomorrow and
yeah,
finish that guy out.
Cool. All right.
I really like this guy. The gold tooth is really cool.
He's coming out good. Thank you, Chad. I was recording that bit. So what do you guys think about that clear bit of dry paint at the top of the PA bottle? I always end up with a crusty cap that I need to re-scrape away with a knife.
What do you guys use to clear that bit of dry paint? So the first thing that is really good to know, switch over to the palette real quick.
Yeah.
Is let's just take some black brown, right? Just whatever paint.
Yeah.
And when you pop open the bottle and you put a droplet out on there, then you let the bottle go back vertical and then close it, and a little bit of paint that was in the nib will come out on top, and then you wipe that on your palette to get that paint so you don't waste it, right? And then you just take it over here and you wipe the rest off on your napkin, and now what you're left with is when you open it up again, it opens up. Right, so I can just put paint out. And the worst case is if it really has a lot because you've forgotten to do that a couple times, then you just use your fingernail and pop it off of there. Boop.
Yeah,
and it's done. Believe it or not, and nobody seems to want to believe me, this happening wastes so much less paint than the standard dropper bottles do.
It's almost like its own seal after the second seal.
Well, it's not a seal. I'm not going to go. That's just turning a bug into a feature. But the reality is that when you have fluid dynamics are a thing, and they don't change based on the bottle type. So when you have bottles under pressure, which is every liquid in an environment like this is under pressure, but if you have it in a non-sealed container like the standard dropper bottles, which I don't have any here, but if you use like our competitors' paints and you squeeze it out, the same thing's happening. You're squeezing out paint, and when you let go of the squeeze, you're sucking in air. And the air will travel into the bottle faster, and then when you turn the bottle up this way, the air wants to go out because you only have a limited amount of space in the bottle. You've squeezed out some paint, more air will come in because you're letting go and sucking and vacuuming air in, but you still have paint in there that wants to go back. So now you have more stuff in the bottle than can fit when you combine paint and air. And so when the paint drips down, it has that new air underneath it that is a bubble that's forming that wants to get out. And so that bubble of air will push. You've seen this with glue. It's why your glue bottles get gunked up at the top. Why you say, good God, why can't I squeeze this out? And you have to keep cutting it lower and lower. Is because glue is dripping down, but the air that you sucked into the bottle is trying to get out, and it pushes the glue back up. And so it needs to be burped, right? That's why we do that. When we're done with the glue, we sit it upright and maybe you tap it a couple times, and then you burp it. and a little bubble of air that isn't supposed to be in there comes out, and it lets the glue get under the air, and then when it sucks back air, the air's on top and the glue doesn't come out anymore. Same thing with paint. Well, if you're using a dropper bottle that doesn't seal, then when you turn it back upside down and put the dropper top on it, that paint still gets pushed up into the dropper cap. And that's why those dropper bottles over time, when you go to tighten the lid, will crack the top.
Yeah.
Because you have dried paint in the lid. You don't see it with your eyes, so you don't recognize it. But if you take some of your old dropper caps and look at them, you'll see there's paint inside that cap. And that paint takes up space, and when you screw it down, if you tighten the cap up real hard, it crushes the tip of the bottle and will crack that tip over time. And then then your tip's useless.
Yeah.
And so you're having the same problem, it's just not visible. So people look at Pro-Acryl because we make it visible, like it's here. That's all the paint that's going to happen on this, is it's going to seep out. And if you have to click it off with whatever, with your fingernail and pop it off, then do so. Because this is still going to be more efficient and keep your paint sealed better than a non-sealing lid. Because these won't dry out. They actually, as long as you leave the seal in them, they work better. So this is a much better top. This is what tattoo inks use because they're prone to dehydration. So tattoo inks use them to keep the tattoo ink fresh longer.
Yeah.
And those are paints and inks that are under health code. So they have to be sealed like that, or need to be sealed like that in order to stay up to the code where you can use them, because you're putting them under skin. Right? So we chose to go with them because they're just a better selection. Anybody that doesn't notice it just doesn't understand what's going on. So.
Nerd Tokyo says, question for the gallery: how thick should the Magic Glaze and Wash medium be out of the bottle? Because I finally opened a bottle I bought last year, and it's thick even after shaking.
I mean,
It's
I can show you mine. It's thick. It's thick like thick paint. Not quite. It's between our Pro-Acryl consistency and the heavy consistency of like heavy white and heavy warm white, right? So, go back over to the palette. Right, it's up. I'll put some here. I don't know if I can really show you here, but it's it drips out, and
it's rather thick.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
So, can you zoom in? No, we can't.
No, I can't on that one.
Right. It's kind of, I would say it's like diluted white glue.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, when you zoom in on close on here, it sits like white glue on the brush. It doesn't soak in immediately. So you can mix it with your paint and be just fine, and add a little bit of water to it to get it to flow better. But the idea is that what this does is it allows you to reduce the opacity of your paint without losing viscosity, so your paint still feels like paint.
Yeah.
If you feel like yours might be a little thick, maybe it dehydrated, these caps don't seal, right? These caps are not like our twist caps on Pro-Acryl. They don't have a seal in them. So if it's sat for a year and it's gone through temperature changes and seasonal stuff like that, it could thicken out because it's dehydrated a little bit. You can pop a little bit of water in there. Not a lot.
Yeah.
You can pop a little bit of water in your bottle and shake it up, and that'll reduce the viscosity of it without harming it too much, because you're always mixing it with paint. So unlike other things, you can dilute a medium to bring it back to consistency better than a paint. Anytime it dehydrates, it means it's started to polymerize. So you have some of the resins in there that have already started to cure. But because you're mixing this with paint that has good resin in it, you can get away with it. So just a little bit of water and reconstitute it better.
Great. Nerdy Tokyo. Okay. That matches my experience. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank
We're
you
getting
guys.
very close on this guy.
Yeah. I think the basing...
Sisters!
A lot of people have been asking for this basing, so I think you did a good job at that today.
Yeah, and this one's not very complicated. We want to keep him simple because we're doing a green base and pretending like he's like old style.
But
GW
still,
model.
I mean, even the way you simply do your bases, it looks good.
Yeah. Box of Tabletop, we're not doing any more of the previews on One Step until next week. And we'll be doing all the colors in the medium and stuff. We'll have a show or two that's pretty much strictly on that. Chris is doing the teasers on the colors throughout the course of this week, next week, and the following week leading up to Adepticon. So you'll see lots of stuff hitting the internet. But we plan on sometime next week, I think. Wednesday, Thursday, next week, about a week from today. We'll try to do like a full color rundown. We've got to prep models and stuff for that because I'm out of models that really work that way up here. Maybe we prime a bunch of army men.
We've got plenty of army. We have plenty of models we can prime. So,
is there any reason not to store a separate premix of Glaze and Wash medium with water long term? It doesn't change anything, Punisher. Use the stuff you buy is what I say. Don't buy it if you're not going to use it. Just be smart. That's really the harsh reality. If you're going to buy something and not use it for a year, I would buy it. Buy it and use it.
Yeah.
If you don't need it right now, it'll be there next day. Nothing's limited edition around here. So if you know, like, hey, I'm going to get it, but I don't know if I'm going to use it yet, buy it when you know you're going to use it.
Well, Wizard's Butt set is limited edition.
Well,
But that's Wizard's Butt.
yeah.
If you're going to use Wizard's Butt, you're going to use Wizard's Butt.
You're not going to, or you're going to put it on a shelf and never use it.
But it also has a seal.
It does have a seal.
We seal our butts. Fisters!
Fisters! You're supposed to use what you buy? Wad, I know. It's a crazy thing. I know life gets in the way, too, though. I bought lots of things with the intent to use them immediately, and then a year later, it's like, I forgot I even bought that.
I typically buy my paints as I go.
Yeah.
If I have a project and I don't have a paint, that's how I buy my paint.
Well, and you got to remember, like, stuff like the mediums is going to last you a long time unless you have a huge project you're intending on doing it on, because that's 120 mil of paint. I mean, our normal bottles are 22 to 20. Our bottles are 25 mil. We say 22 mil on the side to give us variation on filling, but you generally get like 25 mil of paint in our bottles. So you get a tremendous amount more paint than you do with other brands. And if you don't paint a lot, you got to make sure that paint's going to be good the next time you use it. And the mediums are like fighting that because, you know, they need to have some help. One way that you can help yourself with the mediums, if you know you're not using them much, is put them in a Ziploc bag. Right? Keep a Ziploc bag when you're done with your medium. Put it in the Ziploc bag, close the bag, put that off to the side. That'll help you a lot more.
November, I know I do. That's how I'm just very, you know, I buy the paint as I need it. I just don't buy all of the paint unless I need it.
Yeah, and driving 40 minutes to get paint is like, then it's harder to just go get it when you need it. You
That's
stock
true.
up. So that's what I'm saying. Like especially on the mediums that do not have a sealing lid, put them in a Ziploc bag. That'll help you a long time.
Yeah.
Right? Because that keeps any extra air coming in contact with the paint. So you're fine. You go all in at the first chance. I'm the same way. I'm the same. Bag acryl. It is, then it becomes bag acryl.
Jason makes cool stuff.
I don't know. Stop it. That was not me. That was you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was you. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out, watching some paint dry. We got a lot of progress done on the Fisters.
We did.
Got his gold tooth going. Right? Got some basing material on there. So we'll come back in and touch that up and do some painting on the base tomorrow. And then finish up with a goblin green base rim. As much as I hate it, that's what we're doing.
You did say that. I don't know why.
That's what we're doing.
I don't know why you decided to do that.
Because you pressured me.
I literally didn't on this one. I literally, like, someone mentioned it. And you're like, yeah, we'll do a goblin green base. And I was very surprised.
Yep. I just jumped right in and took responsibility. I took your gusto away. But thanks for hanging out. Make sure to check out all the links. If you're new around here, hit the follow or the subscribe button. We do this Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Monument Standard Time, right here from Phoenix Studio HQ. That's right. What I'm calling it now. Chris and I would love to see you back. Make sure to check the Discord link. We have a tremendous group over on Discord. Great inspiration, great place to make friends, tell bad jokes, and talk nerd hobby stuff. Fantastic. Make sure to check out people like Malev, the wonderful Malev Shinobi in chat. Check out his channel. Great painter, great friend of the brand. Thanks for stopping by, Malev. And stick around. Chris is going to take us somewhere to raid. So we'll get you some more hobby goodness into your evening here on Mitvok, or Hump Day as you were. We'll be back for a Thursday. And have a wonderful evening. We'll catch you back here tomorrow. Adios, gang.